Just an excruciating loss for the Padres, whose season is over, falling in Chicago 3-1. So much to discuss, including today and including the start of an offseason. And it will be an eventful one for the Padres. So John and Jim with you here on the wrap-up show. We watched this thing entirely during John and Jim and then reacted to it for about an hour, and we'll react to it as long as we need to here tonight. But it doesn't get more frustrating. Maybe last year was more frustrating, but it's right there with last year. It's deja vu all over again. And there's just so many questions that need to be answered about where they go from here to avoid this from happening again in 2026. So make your way in. Final wrap-up show of the season, as the season has come to an end. So final wrap-up show of the season. Of course, we'll be with you throughout the offseason as well, as there is news related to the Padres. But please subscribe. Please smash the like button. Please follow us on X. And thank you for the super chats. We see the supers that have rolled in. We're going to get to all of them tonight. We appreciate your support of this channel. We've been with you all season long. We've been with you for the last 6 years on the wrap-up show. So thank you for the supers. Click the $ below the chat box. Thank you for the memberships. Click the join button down below. More of the same in terms of decisive games. If you look at the last 2 years, yes, they did rally. Yes, the call by DJ Rayburn was horrific on Xander Bogaerts and could have changed the game in the 9th inning. But at the end of the day, the Padres only scored 1 run. And it's hard to win scoring 1 run. And Darvish, I don't know if we'll ever see Darvish again in the major leagues. He may retire. That would be my guess this offseason. So the offseason starts, Jim. Crazy disappointing fashion after winning game 2. I think a lot of people thought the Padres would find a way to win this game, that history would not repeat itself. And here we are 1 year later. And it really is deja vu all over again for the Padres.
I think the only thing that would be appropriate to start the show tonight would be me saying, what the fuck? Same song and dance, man. Same song and dance. Offense, pathetic. Your stars did not show up. And once again, you go out because of your offense. Back-to-back years, same story. Same story. Last year's team offensively in the regular season was significantly better and light years better than this year's team in the regular season. But in the end, it doesn't matter because in the postseason, they shrunk. There's no way around it. I'm not tipping my fucking cap. I'm not giving the Cubs as much credit as I'm sure other people would. They pitched a good series, no doubt about it. But when you put over $1 billion into your lineup, you have to be better than that. It's unacceptable. I'm not asking for 7 runs here, but like, you don't get a single hit in the game with runners in scoring position. You were 3 for what? 20. I had it today.
3 for 26.
3 for 26 in the series. One of them didn't even score a run.
Yeah, infield hit.
Like Fernando Tatis Jr. Awful. Manny Machado, awful. Luis Ariz, awful. Jake Cronenworth, awful. Gavin Sheets did nothing. There was 3 guys in the lineup that you could say showed up in this series consistently. And that's Jackson Merrill, Xander Bogaerts, and Freddie Fermin. That's it. That is it. And that's not good enough. It's not good enough. You know, Xander, man, I've been so critical of Xander over his first 3 seasons in a Padres uniform. Give him credit. Showed up in the series on a broken foot. Give him credit. Jackson Merrill, fucking stud. Showed up in the series, right? Freddie Fermin today, I mean, he was, at one point, he was single-handedly keeping this fucking team in the game. Throwing guys out at second, getting on base, making something happen. Everybody else, fucking pathetic. Pathetic. I give credit to Manny postgame for taking blame, but this has happened now way too many times after postseason series losses where Manny's saying I have to be better, it's my fault, and blah, 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 blah. It's the same old song and dance with that guy over and over and over again. Now, again, you don't get to game 3 without his homer yesterday, but I said it yesterday, and we both said it, like, that moment only becomes a bigger moment if they win game 3, and they didn't. So, like, Fuck it. And Tatis Jr., I'm sorry, dude. Just you can be that guy that said he had a good season. I'm not going to be that guy right now. I'm not. He did some nice things, and defensively, he was a wizard out there. But he ends his season on such a piss poor note that it just makes me pissed off thinking about Fernando Tatis Jr. right now in this moment.
A couple of things. I mean, well said. I think you voiced the frustration of a lot of Padres fans. A couple of things. I'm with you. I like the Manny transparency. I do. And if you haven't heard what he had to say, find it. But he also like kind of threw ownership under the bus, being like, hopefully we don't cut payroll again, which I found to be an interesting first comment coming out of a game that had nothing to do with payroll. Okay,
guess what, buddy? Get ready to learn cutting payroll.
Well, I mean, I don't think that had anything to do with the situation they were in, first of all. So like to equate any of this to payroll, I think is misguided, especially from the guy that's making more than anyone when it comes to payroll. And then Tatis took some blame too. I mean, he was asked, like, what does this team need to do? And I mean, he point blank said, fucking hit. One of the issues I've always had with Machado is that he is a roller coaster. In baseball, you're looking for that consistent performer, the guy that is able to replicate day in and day out. And he can go so ice cold for so long, and they can get hot, but he's not that consistent presence you're looking for. He's such a firecracker. He's so hot and cold. I mean, look at what he said the final day of the regular season. He's like, this is why I hate reporters. And then today,
shut the fuck up.
He's such a
the fuck up, Manny.
Yeah, he's it's just like he's such a like wild card. I don't even know how to describe Manny Machado. I really don't. But I don't think it's a coincidence that when he's been a leader and a captain of your team, you have failed to come through in the biggest moments. I'm talking about collectively as a team, and Manny Machado as well individually. Like, as he goes, they go. And guess what? The way he goes in the postseason is poorly. And he is just not, and he's quoted it as much before. Like, he's not the rah-rah leader. He's not the, I mean, he's not going to rally his team around him. He's just not. He's like, what is this, high school baseball? He was quoted as saying a couple of years ago in 2023. So it is what it is. I mean, they've locked arms with Manny Machado for the rest of his career. Next year is his 15th year in the major leagues. He's going to be 34 in July. He's going nowhere. He's not getting younger. And if he hasn't done it as of yet, why would he do it in the future is the way I look at it. So it's not solely Manny. It's not solely Tom. It's not solely anyone. It's a collection of the same old song and dance. They can't hit in the biggest moments. And we thought that could do them in, and it does do them in. And it's like, it was so predictable. And here we are. And it was predictable, truthfully.
I mean, what gives you any hope that anything will change in the future? Like, name me one thing.
It's baseball.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but like, hope isn't like a stretch.
It's not hope. I mean, you've seen teams that get in eventually do things. I mean, not every team. I'm not going to sit here today and be like 2026 is their year. I said after 2024, I didn't think 2025 would be a better year. And I was proven to be correct. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you 2026 is going to be better than 2025. It's possible, but nobody knows that right now.
You know what I like? I feel in this moment, and I feel for all Padres fans. I mean, this is just brutal once again. But you know what? It's going to sound weird, but you'll get it. This postseason loss today to the Cubs here makes me even more upset about last year, because last year's team was better than this year's team. And last year's team, I mean, you telling me they couldn't get through the Mets and the Yankees? That last year's team?
That was the team to do it. That was the team that could have / should have maybe won a World Series.
Yeah. So this loss today makes me even more pissed about last year, if that makes sense. Because you're just like, fuck, another chance gone, and this team wasn't as good as last year's team, and now the team is going to go over they're going to have some massive overhauls this offseason. I don't care what anybody says. You're going to have a very different looking team come spring training next year. You might have a different general manager, and this thing is going to look a lot different. And this was
I'm
their
cool with it
window.
looking different.
I am too, because you know what?
I'm ready for it to look different.
What they're doing is not working.
I mean, what will be interesting, the point you just made, I mean, is it franchise altering what happened today? That is really the question. Like, is AJ Preller? I think there's a couple of scenarios. I mean, AJ Preller could walk. That's possible. That happens with executives. It's certainly possible. He's under contract for a year. He could be on the move in some form or fashion. Padres could part ways with AJ Preller, or he could be extended. There's no other option. He's not going to be lame duck. Why would you let a GM enter his final year of a contract without extending him? I think you make a decision if you're the Seidler family, if you're John Seidler, you have to make a decision. You either extend him or you cut ties, or potentially there's some type of transaction in which he's on the move because he's under contract for the next year. But I mean, I've been pretty steadfast in saying I don't put what plays out in the postseason on AJ Preller. I'm sure there's a lot of people that disagree with me. I'm not saying AJ Preller is the perfect GM. That's the last thing I'm saying. But I don't put today on AJ Preller. I could put it on Preller's decisions with contracts and why is Darvish pitch. I mean, we can go down the path. I get it. He signed Machado. He gave Tatis the extension. He gave Darvish. So sure. I mean, of course, you can put it on anyone, but I don't specifically tie today to AJ Preller. I personally don't. That's how I see baseball. I don't specifically tie today to Mike Schill. I tie it more to the players than I do executives or coaches or managers. So I would not part ways with them. I'm on the record by saying I think it would be a mistake. I'm not saying they won't do it. I personally think it would be a mistake. I understand he's had a lot of chances. I get that people are probably frustrated. I think when weighing the two options, I would prefer to keep him as opposed to see him go. But we'll see what happens, and we'll see what the organization decides in the days ahead.
Yeah, well, there's no running this back, by the way. Like, you're not running this back with like Dylan Cease and Michael King and Luis Ariz and O'Hearn, and there's no running back here, right? It's not.
There never is. There never is.
I mean, there's a little bit of it last offseason. There was obviously changes, but they didn't trade Cease. They didn't trade King. So from that standpoint, it did feel like a little bit of a running it back. And then they added Nick Pivetta, right? They kept Luis Ariz. They kept the band, so to speak, together for the most part, right? But, you know, the only person they really let go that was a big impact was Jurickson Profar and also Kyle Higashioka. But anyway, we're getting too in the weeds. I think it just boils down to this. You hitched your wagon to Manny Machado to lead this team, and he has come up short in every postseason run that you've had over the last 4 postseason runs. Now, it's not all on him. It is not. But he hasn't had a Bryce Harper postseason. Not even close. He hasn't had a I'm putting the team on my back postseason. You know, now if the Padres lost this series and Manny hit like 384 in the series, then you can't. And it's hard to say what I'm saying right now about Manny Machado, right? Then we would look other places like what the fuck with Tatis and Ariz and Darvish and, you know, Cronenworth, et cetera, right? Manny's in the middle, dude. Manny's at the top. Manny and Ariz and Tatis. They went 0 for today again. They went 0 for in game 1. No surprise they lost both those games. Right?
No, it's not a surprise. And it has to start with Machado and Tatis. And like I start to, and people are like, we took so many calls today, and people are like, Tatis has got to go, or they need to make a change. Like you said, you've hitched wagons. There's no changes with Machado and Tatis. That change doesn't exist. Okay. The changes are players like Jake Cronenworth. The changes are players like Luis Ariz, right, who's a free agent, or Ryan O'Hearn, who's a free agent. Like those types of moves are happening. But your franchise cornerstone pieces are Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr., and Jackson Merrill. Mm-hmm. So the Merrill thing is very encouraging. I think he's got a damn bright future. He's shown it, throughout this series. So that's encouraging. The thing with Tatis is, like, I never envisioned this being the player that they signed to the extension. Like, I could never have forecast in 2021 that this was the player he was going to turn into. Not that he's a bad player, but I never envisioned him being this player. This is not what I thought they were buying. I thought they were buying a boisterous, celebratory leader with unique power, a unique skill set of power, speed, defense. I thought he was a 5-tool guy. Well, he hasn't hit for average necessarily. He hasn't hit for power like since 2021. Think about it. He hasn't. Not the way he's being paid. He's a brilliant fielder, but I never thought the extension had anything to do with that. It's almost like they just lucked into his defense. He's turned into the best defensive right fielder in baseball. But that's almost like that wasn't part of it. They didn't sign him for that. So that part of it has been confounding to me. I don't really understand Fernando Tatis Jr. and where he is right now, headspace, ability, everything. It's confounding to me. And Manny's not confounding. Manny's Manny. You take all the luggage that comes with it. There's the good, there's the bad, there's the ugly. There's a lot of ugly. When seasons end, it's always ugly. It's never good. It's always, and it's almost like, it's like in a relationship. If anyone's ever been in a relationship and you like tear it down, you get in these stupid fights, now you're back at square one. And that's what I feel like with Manny. He's always tearing it down. You get back to square one. You have hopes again in the preseason and spring training, and it gets torn back down. And then you have to start at square one with Manny Machado and then build the thing back up only to see it fall down.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the reason it's crazy too, because like you think about Fernando Tatis Jr. and like think about why he's in right field, by the way. Like you said, they didn't sit there and be like, you know what? Let's move him to right just because we think he'll be better there. No, they moved him to the outfield because they didn't want him to get hurt, because they thought that was a better position for him to cut down on injuries. If he never subluxed his shoulder at shortstop, making, those diving plays, and like, he might still be playing short. Like they literally moved him to the outfield because of all the injuries that he sustained in his career. And that they thought that by him playing in the outfield would limit the injuries for him. And to an extent, it has, right? He played a full season. Did he go on the IL once? I don't know.
No.
Right?
But every day, basically.
When he came back from his suspension and his wrist injury, played a full year. He got hurt last year. But like, again, Fernando Tatis Jr., I really don't care what anybody says. It's really hard for me to categorize Toddy's year as like really good, which I've seen a lot of. Like I can't put him in the really good year category. I just can't. I could put him in it was good year, fine. Like, but other than that, I can't. I just can't do it, dude. I can't. And Manny, the last 2 months really was a damper on his season. He was great in the first half. He was fantastic. And then he fell off a cliff. And then he had a bad series. I mean, he had one good swing in the series. And yes, it did win them game 2. But he didn't do anything in game 3. He didn't do anything in game 1. Like, I'm sorry, the homer was great, but no one's going to remember the homer now because he lost the series. Like
that's what we said.
That's the
I
shitty
will
part.
never think of that moment. It's no longer what it could have been. It's not. It's the opposite of it. And by the way, for those that think we're too hard on Manny and Toddy, this is the business that they're in. They're paid to be the guys that carry them. The whole point here is for this franchise to do something it's never done. The expectation starts there. The bar is a title. Like the expectation is essentially playing for a title, and they're falling short consistently. Mm-hmm. So this isn't participation trophy type stuff. I mean, this is big time sports, and these guys are paid $300 million over the length of these contracts. And if this is the same player in Fernando Tatis Jr. that this summer booked a trip elsewhere and all of a sudden was in the All-Star game, and then later in the summer said he was fighting demons. Right. So Fernando Tatis Jr. has higher expectations than me and Jim have for himself. So you should have higher expectations.
So does Manny Machado, by the way, who, to his credit, took blame after the game. This
isn't the day where you're like, well, guys, he had the 12th highest WAR in the National League. Who cares?
Shut up.
You've seen Tatis at his best. Is this Tatis at his best? You've seen Manny in regular seasons have better performances than the way he finishes seasons in postseason. Are you truly believing that Manny Machado you're cool with him being a 200 career postseason hitter. He has to perform to a higher clip. Otherwise, we're going to have this conversation for the next 10 years. This will be the end result.
Yeah. I saw it in the chat. It's like, oh, Manny had a really good 2022 postseason. Like, okay.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. Like, it's fine. I mean, guess what happened in the NLCS? I just, and you look at his Dodgers series, wasn't great. I don't know, man. It's really annoying, and it's hard for me to sit here and watch as much of the Padres as I've watched over the last decade plus here and all of Manny's career in a Padres uniform, and just sit here and watch what happens in the postseason with him and the team and like be okay with it. I said this the other night too. Both things are true. They don't get here without Manny Machado. There's no doubt in my mind they do not get here without Manny Machado. But Manny Machado has not helped them get over the hump. And that's why you have essentially got him. You didn't get him to just make postseasons. You got him to win a World Series. And he's not done enough to help you win a World Series come postseason time. If anything, more often than not, he's shrunk in the biggest moments. Plain and simple.
I mean, Manny, you got to win a World Series with Manny Machado. I'm sorry. The biggest free agent signing in the history of the franchise, at one point, the biggest free agent signing in American professional sports. Like, you're going to be defined by bringing a title here or not. That's how I see it. I mean, we'll see if that's correct or not, but you can't spend 10 or 15 years here and not play for a World Series. Like that to me is not living up to the expectation of the contract and who you portray yourself to be.
Like, do you think Mets fans are just like, man, Juan Soto, he had a good year. And, no, they got Juan Soto to win a World Series. If the Dodgers didn't win a World Series last year, then you're putting a lot of blame on probably Shohei Ohtani. Because, you got Ohtani to win a World Series. You get Bryce Harper to win a World Series. You get, these certain players to win a World Series. They help you get to the postseason. And once you get to the postseason, that's why you pay them $300 million or $750 million to get you over that hump and to win a World Series. And this guy in the chat, Jordan Dixon, I'm sorry, bro. You are the most delusional fan in our chat right now. Sorry, but I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know.
All right, let's get to some of these super chats. Appreciate you guys hanging out. There's probably, I don't even know, 800 people here live, maybe more than that right now. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, here's the deal. We do this all off season. We do this during the regular season. We do it in the postseason. So if you're a baseball fan, if you're a Padres fan, please subscribe. And thank you for the super chats. We're going to be here all night long. We're going to get to all of these super chats. We're going to continue to react to the Padres season ending in Chicago, once again, in disappointing fashion. And just a confluence of events, the defense from the Cubs, the one-inning start from you, Darvish, the controversial called strike, obviously, from DJ Rayburn. We're going to get into it all. And it's about more than Manny and Toddy. There were some other really disappointing players in that lineup, including Jake Cronenworth this series, who was hitless in Chicago. All right, Ishmael, thanks for getting us started probably about 30 minutes ago. He says, AJ has to stay. It's time to make a real change in our offense. Tatis or Machado must be replaced. But that's not realistic. No. And thank you, Ishmael. I personally would keep AJ. That's realistic. We can have that conversation. I don't see any world where two players with no trade contracts, still arguably in primes of their career, are going anywhere. So I don't think it's realistic. If someone reports that it is, okay. But I think Tatis and Machado remain, and they're probably here for a long time. And the Preller conversation is one that we can have, Jim. But, I mean, the Tatis-Machado conversation, I don't even think it's worth having.
It's not. It's not. And I'll explain myself soon, Jordan. Stay there, buddy. Yeah, they're not going anywhere. They're here for the long haul. You don't give these guys big contracts and then try to move them. It's not happening. It's not happening because they put all their chips into their baskets. They're going to go down with the ship. Either they're going to succeed with them or they're going to fail with them. There's not going to be a situation where they don't have them. So there's no replacing of Tatis and Manny until the end of the contracts or the end of Manny's, baseball lifespan. Like, it's not happening.
Let's get to this from John. John, appreciate you, man. He said, how did the offense fall off a cliff from last year? It can't be that the quote-unquote others were that much better. This team is vulnerable to pressure. Schilt is a limp noodle, and Manny is a lazy, loose cannon. He is a loose cannon. That's honestly what I meant to say earlier. He is a loose cannon.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call him lazy. It appears as if at times he is on the field. I would not call him lazy. So his point is, were the others last year, those auxiliary pieces, that much better than the auxiliary pieces this year? And is that why that team offensively, I mean, objectively speaking, was a much better offensive team? Certainly in the regular season.
Much
last year. I don't know. This was not a good offensive team. This was a run-of-the-mill, truthfully, a shitty offensive team, right? I mean, by their standards, this was a piss-poor offensive team compared to the expectations that they probably had for themselves.
Okay, yeah. Last year, I just think it was a mindset. It was a mindset from the team last year that this year's team took a complete 180. Last year's team was like aggressive, fast ball hitting team. Like, this year's team, it was never that. I never felt like this year's team had the aggressive mindset that last year's team had, right? Like this year's team, and it just showed up in game one when you had Jackson Merrill bunting in the fourth inning. The mindset going into the postseason, and that it just got created throughout the rest of the year, was not a good mindset, and it's not a mindset that is going to win a World Series. So actually, they won, Jordan. You know what? Fuck you. I'm blocking your ass. Dumb fucking.
Why are you freaking out at this guy?
He's a fucking loser.
No, that guy's a freaking supporter of the show, dude.
I'm done with him.
Like, relax. People can have opinions. We have a lot of people that disagree with us.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, thank you. He says, appreciate the service. It's sad. This was about unfinished business and getting back to October. I'm numb to off-season hype. They could add Skeens and Schwarber, and it won't matter. Season don't start again for me till October, playoffs 2026. I mean, I do think it's a good point. I mean, it's all about the postseason in San Diego right now. You can't sell me on 90 wins. You can't. I mean, it's going to be all about postseason successes or failures for the Padres moving forward. Because that's the expectation. You have to win in the postseason. So they got to get back. We got to wait another year, and we got to see if they can make up for some of the failures of the last 2 years. But we got to wait a long time to see if that's possible.
It's going to be the longest offseason possible, especially with all the changes that could come. You know, like with the changes, it could feel extremely long, you know, with AJ Preller's uncertainty up in the air, with the fact that you have so many free agents, you know, going out when they did. Yeah, this was not a long postseason run at all. This was as short as you could ask for. And so going forward in the offseason, it is going to be a long one. Definitely kind of has the vibes of feeling like last year's offseason, because the last year's offseason, dude, they made no moves until like the day they reported.
I mean, the whole ownership drama.
Right. And the ownership drama came out, and you're like, what the hell? Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think the unfinished business thing here, I mean, the team's going to look completely different. So they're not running it back. You know, this was the unfinished business year, because you brought so many guys back and you didn't trade the guys that we thought they were going to trade because of the payroll issues. And those payroll issues that we thought might show up this past offseason really could show up more this upcoming offseason.
Well, here's the one thing I know. They've got a lot of money to spend, but the problem is they're going to need to. I mean, they're going to have money everywhere, because everyone's walking. I mean, Cease, there's money. King, money. Arise, money. O'Hearn, I mean, there's money everywhere. The issue is you're going to have to spend it, and you're going to have to spend it wisely, because you're going to be filling a lot of holes heading into 2026. Every so often, thank you, man. I mean, shit, Darvish is going to retire. You're probably going to save there. He's not going to hold this organization hostage, would be my guess. If he thinks he's done, he's going to retire. He's not just going to collect a check from them for the next handful of years, I wouldn't think. Every so often, thank you. He says, bullpen, Xander, Miller, Fermin, Merrill showed up today. Tatis looked absolutely lost at the plate and mentally lost. Till next season, my dudes. Did you see this quote from Tatis postgame? Said, I wasn't picking up the ball the first 2 at-bats. I feel like that was pretty obvious. Just the wrong approach at the plate, and definitely bad timing for it. That was Fernando Tatis Jr. postgame in Kevin's notebook.
How does that happen?
I have no idea. Not picking up the ball. I mean, you're
Time of the day?
I don't know. I would have thought yesterday was a worse time of day to be playing than today.
I mean, is that an excuse?
No, I think it's accountability. I think he's saying, it's on me. Bad timing for it, you know? I mean, Manny took blame post-game too.
I know he did. But like, man, that's just, I don't know. When you say something like, I wasn't picking up the ball well, I mean, does anybody care? Does anybody care that you weren't picking the ball up? Right? Like, nobody cares. People only care about the end result. And so I feel like, for me at least, looking at that, I'm sorry, it just doesn't. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I understand why he didn't. The end result was the end result, and it just like it makes sense why he looked so lost. But at the same time, is anybody going to feel sorry for you?
No, I'm going to have to charge these AirPods. By the way, I think coming up. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you in one ear.
Put one AirPod in your case thing.
I am, but the case I think is maybe it's alive.
There we go.
Tyler, man, very generous, man. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you guys hanging out. About 900 people here live. Please subscribe to this channel. Year-on content for Padres fans. Thank you for the supers. We'll get to all of them tonight. Tyler says, very generous, by the way. So bummed, man. Love this show. Can't believe we're going to go so long without it. No, we'll be here for you in the offseason. Appreciate you boys this season. Thanks for giving us a place to vent. Side note, I can't stand that two-faced loser Eddie Vetter. Guy's an absolute clown.
And the better
conversation. Yeah, we had this conversation yesterday. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that thing is a joke. It never should have started in the first place, obviously. It's not a surprise that Eddie Vetter's a Cubs fan.
End the Vetter Cup, like, now. Maybe that's why AJ Preller was on the phone for. He was like, yo, we got to end this Vetter Cup bullshit. Right?
That's embarrassing. Stop playing for some trophy that this guy doesn't care. He doesn't care about either of those franchises. He cares about the team he was celebrating with in their clubhouse post-game.
If they do the Vetter Cup next year, bro, I want to like take that Vetter Cup and just like take that guitar and just like smash it over.
Aren't they
Eric Grouper's head?
They're like 1-5 in like Eddie Vetter's presence or something this year. It's not good, whatever it was. But thank you, Tyler. Thank you here, the Luis, for the super. He says, are we officially on Preller watch? A roller coaster tenure with some glimpses of hope, but a lot of disappointment. Just one more year on his contract. Not saying he should be blamed for how the wild card went. I mean, do we want to get into this further? I mean, what's your thoughts less than 12 hours out? I mean, what do you think happens with AJ Preller this offseason? I think it would happen soon if anything does happen.
Here's the thing. It's up in the air. I feel like it's one of those, I think it's closer to 50-50 than most people might think. And it's just because of the stuff like that we've heard dating back to like last year. Like, I'm just like, dude, this relationship, and seeing reports from Dennis Lynn. And I know Kevin says like, yeah, he's coming back.
Did say that, yeah.
Okay. Kevin's been wrong before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in this situation with AJ, I think I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, it's fair.
And I'm already on record. Like, I want him back. I think if they moved on from AJ, it would be a mistake. But I also kind of would know why they would move on from AJ, and I'd be against it. moving on from AJ would be a mistake. It would definitely be a mistake. And I can tell you one thing, it would make things a lot more boring around here. And for what we do, I don't want that like at all.
It's also be careful what you wish for. I mean, assuming that Theo Epstein isn't walking through that door, you're not guaranteed of a general manager that's A, going to be more successful, or B, isn't going to tear the whole thing down to do it his way. So I say, I get it. I get the frustration because it's been a lot of years and they haven't reached a World Series. But I think when you consider the alternatives, I'd run it back. I really would. I'd run it back and see what happens in 2026. It's not a lifetime deal, but I would run it back. Not with the team, but with AJ Preller. Hi, I'm Morgan. Thank you, man, for the super. It says this team desperately needs a different culture. Every postseason, the offense just lays down. Hopefully this proves that small ball isn't effective. I mean, think about the last 5 postseason games, Jim. 2 shutouts against the Dodgers. This series, they scored how many runs? Not enough. 5 in 3 games. Hit under 200 as a team. Their last 5 playoff games, Jim, they've hit like 150 as a team. So, like, in the small ball thing, I mean, listen, Schultz not going anywhere, but philosophically, you have to embrace what he wants to do. And what he wants to do has not proven to be effective in the postseason at any point in Mike Schultz's career in St. Louis or San Diego. It has not worked. And by the way, for him to lose to the Cubs, he came up in that Cardinals organization. For him to lose the Cubs, yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's a bitter, bitter day for Mike Schultz too.
And you saw it after the game when the game immediately ended and it panned over to Mike Schultz. I mean, he looked like he just saw a ghost. I mean, he was just staring into the outfield. I mean,
the ether.
Yeah, exactly. The ether. And I mean, I do feel for these guys. I mean, I do feel for Mike Schultz. I have my opinions about Mike Schultz, but I do feel for them. Like, I mean, this is tough. Like, it's just the fact how this thing ended so quick, just like boom, right? I mean, all the like, hey, postseason, and then it's done. And the crazy thing is, like, didn't even get a postseason game at home. Not one postseason game at home. That is beyond brutal for a year where you sold out 70 plus home games. You set a record for attendance and you don't even get one home playoff game.
And by the way, it was the difference between moving on or not. If this series is at home, they win it. I'm fully convinced of it. I don't 100%. Think they lose this. I don't think 100%. This. I think they might have swept this series at home. I just think they're a different team at home. I think where it went haywire, real quick, is where I'll get to Vector in a second. Where it went haywire is when they didn't win the division.
Yeah,
the Dodgers just allowed them to be in the division race for like months on end.
Like, here you go.
And they just didn't take advantage of it. And if you could like see the thing through, like, let's say the Padres just played to their ability and they did win the division, then you have the Reds at home. If everything else plays out the same way.
Everything changes, dude. Everything changes. Everything. So, like, yeah, losing this series, we'll talk a lot about this series, right? But we also have to mention the fact that, going into the quote unquote easiest stretch of their year, which we talked about for months leading up to it, they did not capitalize. You get swept by the Orioles. You lose 2-3 to the Twins. You lose 3 total games to the Rockies and the White Sox, by the way, which was awful. You lose 2-3 to the Mets on the road. They have no one to blame but themselves. And we can talk about the reasons why they lost this series. It honestly has to be discussed about how they lost this series in September as well. Like, they lost this series in September by not playing good baseball, they had a chance to the 4 seed too, not just the 3 seed. Mets were the Cubs were kind of just like, hey, you guys want the 4? Yeah, and Padres like, now we're good, right? So they lost this series, and it started in September for me, looking at it now. Because you're right. They have home field. Bro, they are winning this series.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, Kevin Brown, who called this series on ABC and ESPN, used Jim's stat, which was coming into the series, they were 1-9 in road series against playoff teams. And guess what they are now? 1-10. And that is just
1-11 if you count the Mets,
near.
just putting winning teams on this thing.
It's nowhere near good enough. They needed every single game they could have had at home, and they had none of them. Vector 53, thank you, says team is stuck in a rut, cannot seem to break through. It's kind of a weird year. I mean, they win 90 games. I can't compare the feeling as someone that was covering this team in 2025 to 2024. They didn't have that factor to me that they had in 2024. I thought 2024 was special. I thought there were many more moments. This was like workmanlike and a grind to get to 90 wins. So it was kind of a grindy, like hard. I think Mike Schill called it like a kind of a hard year, even though they won 90 games. And I hope we're not witnessing the same thing in 2026, where it's just a freaking grind and it's hard to hold on to what they have. And they go from 93 wins to 90 wins to 87 wins, and you're just kind of holding on for dear life in an effort to make the postseason.
Yeah, like I know they won 90 games this year, but was this a fun season?
Had its moments, but I wouldn't compare it to 2024 in that manner.
This year, like Mike Schill even admitted it as to his team, like how grindy of a year it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like 90 wins should be celebrated, but it just feels like it was just like it was a grinded out year, man. There were moments, you're right, but when you think about it, John, there were really two stretches in the year that you could look at and be like, man, that was fucking fun. And that was the start of the season, 14-3, and then their 14-3 stretch around the trade deadline. I mean, you put the trade deadline there as well. But after that, winning 7 of 8 to end your season, like, okay. But they had two stretches this year that were like fun. Everything else was a grind.
I mean, if you think about it, if you take I'm not taking 14-3 away to start the year, but if you take their record after that moment, they were 77-69 and then lost 2 out of 3. They went 78-71 after that moment. So they just never really fully emerged as one of baseball's better teams. That they rode that start to the postseason is what they did, and it just wasn't enough for them to win, unfortunately, in the postseason. Rocket, thank you. He says a microcosm of the issues in the regular season is in one series. Not unexpected. Manny Machado, captain, no. Tatis, effing head case, awful display. Microcosm of the issues in the regular season in one series. Would you? Yeah, I would agree with that. Had the bullpen look good? Yeah, the offense struggled. Yeah, rotation was a question mark all year, Jim. Think about today. You get an inning out of your rotation. So yeah, it kind of was a microcosm.
Oh yeah, the series for sure. The offense was awful, and in the regular season, they were not a good offensive team. They just weren't. Manny Machado, didn't show up today, and Tatis head case. Yeah, you're right, dude. I mean, we spent more time on Tatis and his struggles this year than a lot of things that we talked about. Right? Fernando Tatis Jr. was like, what's wrong with Toddy? What's wrong with Toddy? I mean, I can't tell you how many times we had that conversation with Kevin to the point where Kevin's like, guys, I don't know what to tell you.
I can't be asked that.
Like he literally, I remember talking to Kevin. He's like, well, we'll ask the Toddy question next week or next Monday or on Friday. It's like, well, we'll figure out a different way to ask it. Like that was a lot of the season.
I still can't. The most inexplicable part of the season, Jim, is how did Fernando Tatis Jr. go 3 months hitting 3 home runs?
Yep. I don't know. I have no idea.
Like, you talk about curious and bizarre. That is among the most bizarre parts of the regular and postseason for the Padres. I'm sorry. And if it happens again, like that can never happen again. Like Fernando Tatis Jr. has to be a leader on this team that carries this offense more often than not. And he disappeared for half the year. I mean, he just disappeared completely. But
I'm not saying dude hit 45 bombs. Right. That ship has sailed for me. Like I'm that ship has sailed. But I mean, is it too much to ask for like 35 homers?
It's going to have to be 35.
And not only that, is it too much to ask for an OPS around 900? Like, can we not have a low 800 to a high 700 OPS here for this guy in his career? Like, can we get to a point where your OPS is like 890 or 900? Is that too much to ask going forward for Toddy in his career?
Wasn't when he's 20. It is now when he's 26.
This is supposed to be his prime.
Let's get back to this conversation. Do you want to thank our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz, who is having a tough day like we all are? Title sponsor of the wrap-up show, Mark Nimitz. If you have an insurance need, get in contact with Mark, whether it's auto or home or renters or life. I've got 3 insurance policies through Mark. I've been doing business with Mark for years. Me and my family, we've got 3 insurance policies. He's going to take care of you and your family. I promise you that. If you ever need to file a claim, he's going to be there for you. He's been there for me and my family. So native San Diego and lifelong Padres fan, click the link in the description down below. Get free quotes online, whatever it is. Before you renew your current policy, get in contact with Mark. Call him. He'll talk to you about the Padres. He'll talk to you about saving time and money for your family as well. So if you support this channel, you know the deal. Support our longtime title sponsor, a San Diegan, Mark Nimitz at Farmers.
All his information is on the ticker below, mnimitz at farmersagent.com. When you reach out to Mark, let him know that John and Jim from the wrap-up show sent you.
All right, 900 people here live. Please subscribe. Help us get to, we were hoping to get to 10,000 subscribers this year in the postseason, and I blame the Padres that we're not going to, but please subscribe. Yeah. We have year-round content for Padres fans. We've been with you, I don't know, 1,000 times on the wrap-up show over the last handful of years. Jason, thank you, man, for the super. He says, appreciate you guys. New subscriber. Thank you. He says, Tatis no showing as hard as he did was just disappointing. He seems like he needs a sports psychologist badly. I think the Padres need a sports psychologist badly. I know they have one, but the team becomes a head case. Like we said it, Jim, in the middle innings, we're like, are they thinking about last year's game right now? Are they thinking like, oh my God, we're being shut out? Are we really reliving history? Everyone felt it.
We felt it. Watching the game, we were talking about it. Like it came into my mind in like the 3rd inning.
Me too.
You know, I'm like, uh-oh, right? Yeah. By the way, thanks for subscribing, Jason. Appreciate it. I don't know, man. I don't know. Tell me if this is a bridge too far. That the philosophy and mindset from Mike Shildt, never holding his team accountable, at least publicly, plays into some of these issues, or no? That the culture that Mike Shildt has created is that that played a factor into, in the biggest moments, they shrink.
I don't know if it's a bridge too far. I respect that opinion. I almost think, Jim, it's a little bit of to me, what I see is a team that wants it so damn badly that they're gripping the bat like they're going to freaking break it. Because when I watch the anger and frustration, for example, the umpires are coming off, right? You're taking out this frustration.
Which we haven't even talked about.
Well, completely cool, by the way, whatever. But when I watch that, I'm watching a team that wants this so badly but it doesn't work like that. It's not as simple as I want. I mean, Manny Machado, how many nightmares has he had about a season ending? Probably a lot. Fernando Tatis Jr., like, I just feel like it's not because they're lazy. Not that you're saying that, but we saw that earlier. It's not because they don't want it. I'm with you on the culture. The culture thing's a factor with Manny. The way Mike Shildt manages and what he instills, I think it's a factor in the way they play. But I feel like when you get in a decisive game, I think when you get too tight, everything's gone haywire. And that's why I said repeatedly, you have to score early and you have to score first. And once they didn't, it was the same old story.
What I'm getting at is, like, who's holding these guys accountable in the regular season? Like, is Mike Shildt doing that? Because he's sure as hell is not doing that publicly to the media. Nobody can do any wrong on this team. Nobody, in his eyes. And I mean, sometimes I want a little bit of red ass out of my manager. I want a guy to be like, this is unacceptable. You know, like, like, like the guys are like, we can't disappoint Schulte. Like in this, like, if Toddy goes out there and has an awful 0 for 4 day and looks lethargic at the plate, Schulte will come post game, and when he's asked about it, he'd be like, "Guy's amazing.
Love the approach.
Love it."
We hugged
Now,
it out.
again, to be fair, don't know what happens behind closed doors, but I know for a fact that there are people in the organization that roll their eyes when they hear Mike Schulte defending his players publicly when the players are not performing. And I'm just wondering if that at all has played a factor into the last two postseason blunders where, like,
yeah,
I don't know. I'm asking the question.
No, I think it's fair. Listen, I think Mike Schultz is a good manager. His managing philosophy more in 25 than 24, I did not enjoy. He knew he didn't have the firepower, so to speak. So all of a sudden it was about creating everything with small ball. I just don't like that style of baseball in 2025. This isn't the double switch National League of 1989. I don't like it. We all questioned the possibility of the Padres winning postseason series playing in that manner. We all did at one time or another, and proof's in the pudding. They were unable to win one series playing the manner of offense they've tried to force down our throats all year long. I mean, they're playing the Colorado Rockies and bunting in the second inning at Coors Field in September.
That happened.
It's a problem, and it was on display in Chicago. Behind the bar, thank you, Manny. Says, bright side, we have Freddie. I like Freddie Fermin. I do. Jackson Merrill, we love. Mason Miller, infatuated with. To build a new core around, I want to trade Tatis and have a proper core that doesn't pout. Tatis isn't being traded. Like, I'm starting the offseason saying it as definitively as possible. Fernando Tatis Jr. is not being traded. In fact, he cannot be.
No trade clause.
So he actually cannot be traded. It would take kind of hell-breaking loose. Like, it would take something for it to even be discussed.
Yeah. And I saw Callan in the chat. What up, boy? What up, man? And you said this earlier in the year. Like, he's like, Mike Schultz, a little league coach. When Toddy's pouting, sorry, you're a professional baseball player that's getting paid a lot of money. There's no pouting in professional sports. So when that shit happens, again, full transparency, I don't know if it goes on, what's said behind closed doors, but I would hope, because it doesn't happen publicly. We don't see it publicly at all from Schulte. Is there anybody that's getting in him and being like, stop this shit? Like, you're too good to fucking pout like this, and you need to man the fuck up or something. Like, is anybody doing that with Tatis?
Maybe one of his teammates, maybe Manny. I'd be surprised if it was said in that manner from Mike Schulte.
I know, but you get my point. I'm not saying it needs to be said exactly like that, right? But is anybody getting to Tatis and be like, bro, what's going on here? And stop this shit.
I mean, here's the thing. For a second behind the bar, here's your core. Let's talk about the core for a second, because it's always an evolving core. It's Manny, Toddy, Merrill, Mason Miller. Freddie Fermin's going to be an everyday catcher by and large for the next couple of years. Adrian Morejo and Xander Bogaerts. I'm kind of starting.
Joe.
Musgrove, obviously next year. I mean, we haven't even mentioned Jake Cronenworth other than in passing. I mean, the time may come and go on Cronenworth, which is fine. He's performed. He's been a good player here. It's not to rip Jake Cronenworth, but maybe it's just time to move on. If you can free up some of that money and get anything in return. Apparently he had interest at the trade deadline, right? But yeah, I mean, you got a core. It's an evolving core from what we've seen, but you still have you got some building blocks, certainly.
But and here's the problem with that core. That core now is known for choking and coming up small in the biggest moments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what are you going to do?
I know, but I'm just saying, that core.
But not Merrill, Miller, Morejon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it, but they're not leading the way like Manny and Tatis are.
Yeah, it's true. At some point, Merrill's going to have to be that player at some point.
Well, look, Merrill, stud this series.
Yeah,
Fucking dog, dude. I have nothing bad to say about Jackson
Clutch.
Merrill in this series. Nothing.
Clutch player.
Nothing bad to say about Jackson Merrill. He balled his ass off this series for this team. Without this team, they get shut out tonight. He was nothing but good things to say about him. Nothing but good things in this series, this specific series to say about Xander Bogaerts. Nothing but good things to say about Mason Miller and Freddie Fermin and Adrian Morejon and Dylan Cease and Nick Pivetta, right? Nothing but good things to say about those guys. But it's crazy. I just named off like 7 dudes, and they still looked feeble as a collective team offensively.
I mean, here's the other thing we haven't even mentioned is Ramon Laureano, who's back. He's under contract, but you talk about
a massive loss, dude.
How much time we spent the last 3 days discussing this lefty lane that the Padres had that wouldn't have existed if Ramon Laureano was here. How many opportunities did they have with men on base where you were looking for that one clutch hit? I mean, a lot. And Ramon Laureano, I think, would have been a difference maker in the series. Jason Adams certainly would have played a significant role in the series, but thinking offense first, because that's where they came up short, I think not having Ramon Laureano potentially did them in, truthfully, in this series. Drizzy, thank you. He says, was at the game Saturday near the dugout, and the only guy who showed enthusiasm and grit was Fermin and Merrill. Anyways, tons of ups and downs this season. Yeah, I thought Fermin and Merrill were like Shaq and Kobe. The issue is everyone else.
Right? I mean, Freddie Fermin, did he throw out 2 runners tonight?
2, yeah.
Threw out 2 runners. He had 2 hits. He had a double, threw out 2 runners. Merrill tonight went 2 for 4 with a homer. Yeah, dude. I mean, O'Hearn had a fine game, got on, hit a single. Then he got on via the hit by pitch there in the 9th. But, I mean, the like glaring, when I look at the box score, the things that just like stick out to you the most. Toddy 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Arise 0 for 4, even though Dansby Swanson just was a vacuum out there against him. Manny Machado 0 for 3. Jake Cronenworth 0 for 4. You Darvish 1 inning pitched. And that's what cost him the game.
Let's get to this super here from JD MLSR. Everyone here, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for.
We have a ton of supers, by the way. Thank you. We will get to all of them.
We're just
asking about it.
Yeah,
we will get to all the supers. It just takes us a little while.
It takes a while. If you want us to react to them, it takes a while. But we got nowhere to go, so hopefully you guys can hang with us. He says, looking back, their fate was sealed Sunday in San Diego in August against the Dodgers. I've said that a lot. Now the series is predictable. Looking at the Mariners, Orioles, and Twins series, I thought that was a very important game in the 162. I still feel that way. I still feel like they squandered an opportunity in August and September. I think it could have been the difference between what has played out and maybe making a run. I hated that game that Sunday against the Dodgers. Again, it's one. There's other games, but that game was a bit of like a harbinger potentially of what we've seen play out.
Yeah, I mean, now looking back at the season, since it's now over, we can dissect things more, and in the moment, it felt like a pretty big swing. Like you were going to go up a game on the Dodgers, and instead it became tied, and you were about to sweep them, right? And then the previous weekend, you get swept at Dodger Stadium, and you had a chance to win that Sunday day game when Darvish pitched and he gave up 4 early runs, and you scratch and clawed back to tie that thing up. And then like 2 pitches later, Mookie Betts hits a go-ahead homer. Like those right there, that's a 4-game swing.
Yeah. 2 games each game.
And then still, it can't be overstated. You getting swept by the Orioles, losing 2 or 3 at home to the Reds, losing 3 combined games between the Rockies and the White Sox, losing 2 or 3 to the Twins, losing 2 or 3 to the Mets. It all adds up, man.
It does. It does all add up. Rocket, appreciate you, man. Thank you for the super. It says, bright side is we don't have to see a Riser Suarez in a Padres uniform ever again. I think that's harsh, honestly. I feel the same about Cease, but respect to him for how he pitched in game 2, so it'll be a little easier on him. I mean, Suarez gave this team, a ton of good outings in his career here.
Hit
He was a
40
very
plus saves
good
this
player.
year, which is crazy.
Yeah, he's a very good player. And Luis Ariz, man, I mean, they won 93 games in 90 with him. He didn't have the same year this year that he had last year. He was frustrating. There were times he was absolutely frustrating. But, I mean, I think these are good players. I think these are players that can help a team win. Robert Suarez, clearly. Luis Ariz, throughout the course of his career, has hit at as high of a clip as basically anyone in the sport in recent history. So I think that's harsh, personally. I get it. Ariz is going to move on. Suarez is going to move on. Hopefully they can make some upgrades. But I'm not – I think Suarez and Ariz played their role.
Yeah, look, will I be sitting here next year when Mason Miller is out there in the ninth inning closing out games being like, man, I wish this team had Robert Suarez? No, right? But, I mean, Robert Suarez, for the most part, was a really good closer for this team. For the most part. He just turned into a guy that you didn't feel super confident in with all the time, especially in big moments. And today, it wasn't a good game from Suarez, man. It was not a good – that homer he gave up, just that was the nail in the coffin. I mean, imagine if this is 2-0 going into the ninth inning.
I know, and then you homer, and then you have the Bogarts, and you have the 2 hit by pitches. Yeah,
the game is completely different.
Yeah,
and it's also – I mean, it's also very difficult to ask your bullpen to do what it did today and only allow 2 runs after what Darvish left them in the second there. And they were this close to doing that. And Suarez came in and he didn't pitch well. It just shows you too, by the way, the gap between Miller and Suarez as far as back end stuff goes. When you're like, we've seen Suarez so much, and like Suarez is really good, and then you see Miller and be like, that's different. And Suarez is not in the same category as Mason Miller.
Agree with all that. I will say the bullpen combined to go 7 innings, 1 run. So yes, you're right.
Suarez allowed to give up none. You know,
I mean, 7 innings. Like
I know it's hard. I know.
Yeah, 7 innings from your bullpen. You allowed 1 run.
And by the way, go back to the second inning. What if Jeremiah Estrada decides to, I don't know, throw a fastball to Dansby Swanson instead of all breaking pitches to walk in another run?
There was a run right there as well.
Because he got the double play, and he could have. I think he could have struck out Swanson. I mean, Swanson, come on. You know, like what if he went strikeout double play there and they get out of the inning 1-0? Right?
Could be looking at a different result. I mean, it's one of those things you never know.
I know.
AJ, appreciate you, man. He says, in retrospect, I can't help but feel like last season should have been our year. We had that magic. This year never felt like it was going to end well. I completely agree with that. I mean, that's a perfect summary of the last 2 years. I think last year was kind of wasted. Like, what happened? That's still, to me, going to take a while to fully, like, wrap my arms around how that played out that way. This year was more of a reach. Like, I'll be honest. Like, was I going into this postseason thinking the Padres are going to win the World Series? No, I was not. Last year, I went into the postseason. They closed 43-19. I thought the Padres could win the World Series. I really did.
I did too.
I didn't feel that way this year. It doesn't always work that way. Your feelings aren't always right. But, yeah, it's hard for me to compare this team to last year's team. Truthfully.
I can't. I can't compare this team to last year's team because last year's team was just that much better. I know that they were technically 3 wins better, but the metric, like, look at all of the numbers. Last year's team was a top 10 offense in baseball for the entire season. This year's team was a bottom half offense in baseball. It just kind of, like, I guess a credit to them that they even got to 90 fucking wins. You know? Bullpens. Yeah. I know this year's bullpen was technically better than last year's bullpen, but the second half last year's bullpen was Scott and Adam and Suarez and Estrada. And Morhone was, I mean, it wasn't like Morhone this year, but still, like, last year's bullpen was really good down the stretch. Manny Machado second half was really good. Their role players really good. They had so many moments. And I agree, man. Last year's team now, looking back on it, just if you're a Padres fan, I feel like it just pisses you off even more the further you get away from it and not getting close to a World Series, because last year's team felt like the team.
This is such a good question from Dylan. Thank you, man. He says, pretty boring, good season. What's the highlight of the season? The 14-3 start, drilling Ohtani, trading DeVries. Like, what is the highlight? What is the moment that you will remember most about the 2025 Padres? That is such a good question.
Wow.
It's not going to be Machado's home run in Chicago. I promise you that.
I mean, it's hard because, like, in the moment right now, it's like everything sucks. But
I mean, what are you going to remember? A walk off of Tatis in May? Like.
I mean, last year's team had a no hitter too. Like last year's team had like 20 top 10 moments.
Mm-hmm.
This year's team, yeah, it might be a struggle. It might be the sack bunt by Johnson. Yeah, it's a great question.
Put in the chat, guys. What do you think? How will you remember? What's the moment you're going to remember most from 2025? Put it in the live chat or in the comment section down below if you're here on replay. JDMLSR, thank you, man, for the super. He says, this is the problem without a salary cap. Horrible contracts never end. Not 5 years like NBA. Manny's contract is looking like a Pujols. I don't think Manny's contract looks anything like the Pujols contract because Pujols never had a year like Manny's had repeatedly in San Diego. I think the end of the contract's bad, but we knew that. I think the end of the Bogarts contract is bad. We knew it. But I don't think Manny, no, I can't compare the Pujols Angels contract to Manny's time in San Diego. I don't think that's a good comparison.
No. You know how many times the Angels made the postseason with Albert Pujols in that contract? Let me count for you. 1. You know how many times the Padres have made the postseason with Manny? 4.
Yeah.
4 and what, 6?
7 years. 7
years, yeah.
And they'll make it again. With Manny.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, look, they're getting to postseasons with Manny.
Yep.
And without him, they don't get there. I've said that. It's just when you get there is the problem.
Someone just put, by the way, in the live chat, the Padres gave up 6 runs in 3 games and lost the series. That's all you need to know about this offense.
6 runs in 3 games?
2 runs per game, and they couldn't win 2 out of 3 games. Lyle, thank you, man, for the super. He says, worst thing for the Padres is that this was probably the last best shot. Now, we said this last year. Last best shot, they had everything thrown into this one season to go deep, and they fell on the first charge, paid all that money to play 2 more games than the Rockies. Well, it was 3 more games than the Rockies. But, I mean, that it's a risk worth taking. Would you prefer not to be in the postseason? Not to be in the postseason? It's a risk worth taking. Right, you want to give yourself an opportunity to win a World Series, but yeah. Do you think they mortgaged everything for this year? I don't. I mean, Mason Miller's future, they've got him under control for a long time. Joe Musgrove's coming back. I don't think everything's been mortgaged. I think it's going to be hard. We say that every offseason, though. I don't think they've mortgaged everything for this year.
I mean,
DeVries.
All right. DeVries. Just real quick, because I can't even get to the point of like talking about next year like fully yet. Here's what they got returning next year: Manny, Toddy, Bogarts, Merrill, Ramon Laureano, Freddie Freeman. Freddie Fermin. It's been a long week. Freddie Fermin. I'm gonna hold off on Jake just because. Gavin Sheets, Nick Pivetta, Mason Miller, Adrian Morahone, Jeremiah Estrada, Joe Musgrove, Randy Vasquez, Jason Adam,
David Morgan,
Bradley Rodriguez. There you go.
It's a good amount of pieces, actually.
There you go. Bryce Johnson. Right?
Did you say Gavin Sheets?
I did say Gavin Sheets, yeah. He's under control, guys. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Ryan O'Hearn is the free agent.
Yeah, he'll be gone.
Yeah. So That's Yuki Matsui. Adam's not a free agent. He's returning.
Yeah, but a significant injury
Yeah, he might return maybe 2 months in.
season.
Yeah. So that's what they have as far as like their core goes, with probably not a lot of money to spend once again.
I mean, I think they have money, right? With the Cease King Arise Cronenworth, like you
I don't
said.
know, dude. We'll
You think
see.
they just eat? They're not eating that money. They're just 3.5 million fans. Manny just put pressure on the organization 5 seconds after the season ended and
I
said,
know,
hopefully we don't cut payroll.
I know Toddy's numbers going up. Manny's numbers going up. Bogarts is
But
at
that's
26.
no, that's but the AA, but
Bettis
that's not
numbers going up.
impacting. That's not impacting the AAV.
No, but like the I know the AAV is not impacted,
Yeah,
but
it impacts what they have to pay out. But
pay out, yeah.
well, freaking take out a loan. You're drawing 3.5 million fans. You're selling craft beer
Again,
out the wazoo.
Peter Seidler's not here anymore. So I can't just say, oh, yeah, they're going to spend money in the offseason, because they didn't this past year. You know,
Yeah, but they also they didn't have tens of millions coming off the books like this.
I know, but you know what I'm saying.
I mean, I don't think it's a
Seidler's not
guarantee.
here, and it's another situation. I'll believe it when I see it.
Iron Six, thank you, man. He says, I respect your guys' positivity in San Diego. Okay.
Thanks.
You have to have thick skin because your teams always abandon you. I said, okay, he's just talking about maybe like San Diego. I said 2 days ago, Manny has checked out. He's ready for a vacation. They're all ready. He wasn't ready for a vacation. 2 days ago, he hit a home run.
Yeah, he didn't.
Like, this is not what Manny Machado wanted. I mean, listen to him, but this is not his dream scenario. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not going to go. That's a false narrative.
No, he didn't just give up and lay down. Like, he went out there and he tried really hard. It's just, once again, it just didn't work for him. And once again, he just didn't play well, which has been a pattern for him come postseason time.
Rocket, thank you, man. He says, my concern is that they'll fire the hitting coach and the hitting issues will continue. This is an organizational issue. They need a severe overhaul in the analytics department of the front office. My guess is they probably will have a new hitting coach. You can't end your seasons back-to-back years like that. Right. You can't hold Manny Machado accountable, so you're holding someone accountable for that. But the analytics is a fair point. My guess is Victor Rodriguez's time has come. Again, am I putting it all on him? Absolutely not. But would I be surprised if there was a change? No, not at all.
And I've defended Victor Rodriguez a lot this year just because of what happened last year. It's like, so if Victor Rodriguez was getting all the praise last year, then it's his all his fault this year. Like, that make sense, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I agree with you. There might have to be some heads that roll here. This is unacceptable. You can't back-to-back seasons. Your season ends the same way with your offense completely going MIA. And it wasn't just this year. The offense sucked in the postseason. The offense sucked the entire year. So, like, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and defend Victor Rodriguez. If they fire Victor Rodriguez, I'll understand.
Agreed. It's a tough business. Professional sports. It's a winning. It's what have you done for me now business. Evan, thank you. Says, really hope the Stars have what it takes mentally to make a legit push for a World Series going forward. I mean, what was that from Tatis today? I mean, I'm a long way from saying they have what it takes to make a World Series run moving forward. I mean,
hold on, what? Sorry, I haven't. There's a lot going on. I haven't read all the quotes yet. It's going to take me a little bit to read everything. What did Tatis say?
I don't think he said anything. I was just reading the super.
Okay.
But I think he was saying, what was that like performance?
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah. I think he's just saying, well, like, yeah, I'm saying I'm not selling anyone on this team being in the World Series anytime soon. I think they can run it back and put themselves in position to make a playoff run again.
Dude, I was telling you guys right now, Dodgers are not going anywhere. Dodgers are poised to go to another World Series. Yeah. Phillies are not going anywhere. I mean, Mets are just going to continue to spend, right?
At some point, that'll pay off.
Yeah. Cubs kind of feel like they're back into their winning ways here going forward, right? Giants are pissed, and they're going to continue to spend. They have a full year of Rafi Devers, right? New manager, no more Sleepy Bob with them. I mean, D-backs dealt with a bunch of injuries. We'll see what happens with them, but like this shit is not easy. And when you get these opportunities, man, you gotta make them stick. And they've had a lot of opportunities over the last 6 years, right? It's not just hey, this is the first postseason appearance in 10 years for the Padres. Like 3 of the last 4, it's a good amount. A lot of teams would like give you their left arm to make the postseason 3 out of 4 seasons. You don't think the Sacramento, Oakland, Las Vegas A's would love to make the postseason 3 out of 4 years?
Cubs hadn't been in since 2020.
Exactly. So it's hard, man.
All right. Let's get back to this in a moment. I want to thank our friends over at Lucky Box. The next time you find a Lucky Box vending machine, these are in Vegas. They're coming to Southern California. They're in Chicago, New York, airports all across the country. Click the link in the description down below to see where they are. Use our promo code Padres. The word is Padres, all lowercase. You can take $5 off. This is a mystery vending machine. You can walk away with a sports card if you want, or a Pokemon card, or an autographed jersey. You choose among those 3 categories, and then you could end up with like a Messi signed jersey or a Mahomes autographed card, so on and so forth. Really, really cool and unique. We ran into one in Vegas in July, walked away with a Fernando Tatis Jr. card. Jim walked away with a Pokemon card. If you use our promo code Padres, all lowercase letters, you're going to get $5 off. Click that link in the description down below and find a Lucky Box vending machine near you.
Yeah, or go to luckyboxvending.com. Sign up to be one of their rewards members. You can get early insider information, like early drop locations. Also, you can have chances to win some signed memorabilia for free. All you got to do is sign up at luckyboxvending.com. It's free of charge. Go there and do that right now.
All right, guys, please subscribe. You're on content for you, and thank you for the super chats. Padres fall in the decisive 3rd game in Chicago. Cubs get the Brewers. Padres get Cancun. Let's get back to these super chats. Tyler says, to be honest, I couldn't be more excited about Arise being a free agent. Hashtag phony Gwen. He will not be back. Again, I kind of felt for him. Everyone just piled on Arise in the second half of the year, but we have to be honest. Luis Arise is not going to be back.
Yeah, for his standards, he had a really bad season. Really bad.
Yeah. And man, he hit some balls with screws today and had the worst freaking luck.
Dansby Swanson, man.
He had some awful. What was the freaking expected batting average on some of those balls? I don't even care, but it had to be so high.
No, I don't know.
How about the freaking Iglesias ball? What's the freaking expected batting average on that? He scorched
Nico Horner, dude. There was at least like 4 balls the Padres hit today where I'm like,
how about Machado to center? I mean, Machado to center in the first. PCA made a good play on. I mean, there were a lot. I mean, the Cubs defense freaking shined in this series. I think the defense won the series.
Yeah, even Schultz said, "Hey, the MVP of the series was Dansby Swanson for his defense," which is crazy,
unbelievable.
I was going to say about Arise real quick. One of the things that really kind of reared its ugly head as the season kept going on, and really pissed a lot of people off, was the Arise in the 2-hole conversation that the team never addressed, and that falls on the manager, and that falls on the organization. But from what we've heard about how much leeway Mike Schultz gets to write his own lineup, that was a fucking joke this year. That Luis Arise never moved down in the order. Yeah. Never, not once dropped down in the order, because the only excuse you had why you had him up there was, oh, he's a 3-time batting champ. Like, how many times did we hear Mike Schultz say that when he was asked about it during like scrums and pre-games? Like, are you fucking kidding me? So from like that standpoint, that was such an annoying part of this season. And he was, this is not hyperbole, he was the worst 2-hitter in baseball. And you kept him there the entire year. It's inexcusable.
I mean, it wasn't good. I agree. I mean, it wasn't good. I agree. It didn't make any sense. Schultz is very hard-headed when it comes to things like that. Those relationships supersede what makes sense unfortunately, and we've seen that with our eyes. Golden Kings Toys, thank you, man, for the super. He says last year was our window. May have to wait another 5 years for one to open. No one can predict it. I do think they wasted opportunity last year. I agree, but I don't know if it's 1 year away, 3 years, 5 years, next window opening. I have no idea. Longer than that.
Did you see?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, the one thing that they got to do in the offseason is they got to, and next year too, they got to address this power issue. I mean, they got to hit home runs again.
Well, how are you going to do that without money?
I don't know, man. Did you see, where is it? Where you see Jared Diamond's article the other day?
Yeah, the team that hits more home runs wins postseason series.
Like the last decade, no team that wasn't in the top 4 or something like that in home runs in a season has won a World Series.
Yeah, 83% of postseason games are won by the team that hits more home runs in the game.
I mean, the Cubs didn't hit a home run. Well, the Cubs did hit a home run today, so I just kidding.
It was 1-1, right?
Yeah, and it was this season
3-2 in the series.
Yeah, but like, if you don't mash and you don't hit home runs, you're not winning a World Series. Just you're not. Like, you have to hit home runs. You have to hit for power. You cannot be a dink and dunk, base to base, small ball team in this era of baseball. You could do it in the early 2010s. We saw it a bunch with like the Giants and the Royals. You know, Cardinals in like the early 2000s. Like, but you know what? You're not winning World Series if you don't hit home runs. And it's pretty simple.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a big problem for them all year. I mean, the writing was on the wall for that. We talked about it ad nauseum throughout the course of the year. We said that this is a concerning trend that could rear its ugly head, and it happened in this first series. BK36, thank you for the generous super. He says, so disappointing. Xander showed heart, but Tatis disappeared. Was he okay? His swing was way off. Grateful for you guys. We appreciate you, man. You keep it real and make following the team so much more interesting. John, you're low-key super funny. I agree. Yeah, we appreciate. I mean, we'll talk about the season on the wrap-up show at the end of the wrap-up show, but I don't know what the deal with Tatis' year is. We'll never get to the bottom of it. Never. We'll never get to the bottom of it. Never.
Like, put a bow on it. How would you describe his year?
I'd call it bad. People will call it good. I'll call it bad, and I'll die on that hill. I thought it was bad.
I'll call it okay.
Yeah, but you're saying it because of his defense.
Right.
Oh, he made all those plays at the wall. Great. That's so random. He's going to do that again next year? Or is he going to make 5 plays at the wall next year? You can't predict that.
Okay, you're right. I'm with you. It was a bad year.
It was just all predicated by defense. But Johnny had a high WAR because of his defense.
Yeah, I agree with you. You're right. You convinced me. It didn't take a lot, but you convinced me, especially with the randomness of robbing those home runs. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
You could have a year where you don't touch a freaking potential home run ball.
You're 100% right. It was a bad year. Bad year.
Yeah, I hate to say it. I love him. I mean, he is among my favorite baseball players ever, but he's testing me with his play. he's testing me. He's testing me. I hate to say it. He's testing me. Joshua, appreciate you, man. He says, good news, though. We stopped paying Hosmer now. Interesting. Money off the books. Dead money. $12 million, right? I think. Yeah, dead money. That's a good point. Thank you, Joshua. Luke, appreciate you, man. He says, crazy with how bad today was. A Freddie single ties the game. Would have been amazing. A Freddie single, second and third, 2 outs there in the 9th inning against what was this kind of a holding on for dear life Cubs bullpen at that point.
And it just goes back to like, if Ramon Laureano was not injured.
Yep.
You have either Gavin Sheets or Ryan O'Hearn on your bench.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, look, Freddie Fermin had a great game. So in that moment, you kind of feel like, holy shit, Freddie Fermin's going to come through. He's 2 for 3 today at the plate. You know,
I thought when he swung it, we were watching without audio because we were on the air. I thought when he swung, maybe he got it out of the yard. I had no clue.
First pitch swinging. You okay with it?
Yeah, because like you said, he had hit the ball hard a couple of times. I mean, The first pitch might be the only time you're going to get a fastball in the plate appearance. I don't know. It just sucks. Man. Armando, appreciate you, man. He says, what are the chances of a front office coaching staff purge after an early exit? Preller and Schilt entering last year of contracts in 26. Schilt is not, actually. Schilt's under contract through 27.
He got an extension last year.
Yeah. I don't think you'll see I don't think you get the Preller Schilt purge, because even a new general manager, I wouldn't think Mike Schilt would be going anywhere with 2 years remaining on his deal.
It would be so San Diego if they did that.
What, cut ties with both?
Yeah. Like, oh, Marty Schottenheimer, 14 wins. Let's fire him and bring in fucking Norv Turner and then Mike McCoy after that.
Yeah, I don't see the justification for firing Mike Schilt.
It's Boch. Let's get rid of fucking Boch. Like, what the fuck?
Yes, no. That's insane.
Stupid town, man. Stupid sports teams. I'll take that back. Stupid sports teams in town.
Yeah, exactly. Ryan, appreciate you, man. He says sack bunt, small ball all year was called the playoff approach. Then we scored 3 of our 5 measly runs this series off 2 home runs. So effing pointless. Yeah, I hated the. Remember the this is how we win games. We score for how this is interesting. Hear me out real quick. 2 straight years they go all in on their bullpen, and 2 straight years they can't score in the last game of their season. And the bullpen is completely negated by their own offense.
Well, I mean, they did address the offense at the deadline. Just one of your biggest bats that you got at the deadline got hurt.
But you're right. But it just hear me in the final game though. It's like you've got this brilliant bullpen, but it has no value when your offense literally is inept.
Well, that goes on the shoulders of Manny and Tatis and Arise and Cronenworth. Like,
you're right.
You know, those guys were here both, last year and this year.
Good point.
So,
yeah, that's a good point.
To them.
Matthew appreciates you. Says, do you think Mookie or Tatis had a better season considering their end to the seasons and Mookie's struggles for most of it? I don't know. I mean, Mookie's gone farther.
Yeah, I mean, Mookie's a world champion.
And he's freaking dancing every. I watched the freaking 2 Reds games. And he's hitting everything, and they're doing their little dances on the bases, and everything's great right now.
Yeah, I mean, Mookie definitely had his struggles, but I mean, every time the Padres played the Dodgers, Mookie seemed like he always came up big in some moments. Like,
dude, that guy's got nothing to prove. Tatis has a lot to prove.
Mookie Betts, you're right. Nothing to prove for Mookie Betts. He's a multiple-time World Series champion for 2 different organizations. Give me a break. There's nothing.
Give me a break. That's the thing. And you know us, man. We keep it real. And I'm not going to sit here and go praise the Dodgers all day, but I'm also like, I got to be a realist. And like, it's not to Matthew's point. I think it's a fair question, but the whole like, oh man, the Dodgers lost in the World Series in 2025. Well, fuck that. They're in the World Series. You know what I mean? Like, It's not really a laughing matter right now, because like, get your own house in order. Like, get the freaking Padres in order before we freaking laugh at the Dodgers, who won the World Series last year.
Yeah, like, the Dodgers have already proven it. The Dodgers proved it last year with their first.
That wasn't the case.
Yeah, they proved it last year with their first real title since 1988. So, like, they don't have anything to prove. That team and franchise at this point in time with that core, they don't have anything to prove. They're playing with so much confidence right now when it's like, maybe they were sleepwalking through the season because they just wanted to get to the postseason. Now you get to the postseason at the end of the year, just like, all right, here we go. I mean, Roki Sasaki's out there throwing 101 with like the craziest split that you could see. And you're like, where the fuck did that come from? Shohei Ohtani's hitting 500-foot bombs. Mookie Betts is on base every second. Kike Hernandez is playoff Kike right now. Like, nothing.
It's all about the postseason.
Yeah. And they have confidence because they've done it and they've gotten over that hump, right? So they're not playing tight. They're not playing like the Padres are playing, which is pressing, right? They've gotten over that hump. Padres, not even close. Not even close.
On cue, Richard, thank you, loyal viewer and Dodger fan, says since 2013 have suffered epic postseason meltdowns. He's talking about the Dodgers. Kershaw failures, mocked for the 2020 World Series. Your emotional investment gets crushed. I get it. I mean, all franchises go through it to some extent. Padres are going through it. They're getting into postseasons. They're not getting to the promised land. It's happened with other teams before, but the problem is, like you just said, LA's got 2024, San Diego doesn't. Like, there's nothing that we can reach to and say, well, we won a World Series in 2018, so it's all good. No, that didn't happen, unfortunately. So, like, we're still waiting for that World Series,
right?
That teams like Atlanta have picked up, or the Nationals, or even the Dodgers have picked up.
And when you win it, dude, everything changes. Everything.
I apologize to this is so generous from Joshua.
Oh,
this came in an hour ago. We're just going in order,
Joshua.
and it's impossible to keep up with what's going on here. This is so kind. Can we get some clap emojis in the chat for Joshua?
Thank you, Joshua.
Despite the result. Another season-ending super chat, but I got to give my appreciation to these two gentlemen. I think that's me and you. They created this platform to give us fans an outlet. We didn't get the result we wanted, but I'm grateful to see what this team and fan base has turned into. Until next year, fellas, I feel worse for everyone that pours their heart and soul into it, because nobody wants it more than the fans. Nobody. And the 3.4 million fans is an amazing accomplishment. This is one of the great baseball cities in America. It is as simple as that. And the fans deserve more. And hopefully they'll get it sooner rather than later. But that's one of those things we don't control, man. We do not control it. And you can hope and pray and watch and attend. Keep doing what you're doing. It's a great baseball city. It's put the Padres in position to spend money, I think. And I think it's been beneficial. And but we don't control outcomes, unfortunately.
No. And I love how this fan base has morphed into a extremely passionate fan base that, I mean, sorry, when I first got here in town, wasn't like this. Now those are the Chargers were here. But even when the Chargers left, that little gap before they got Manny was not like this. And, you have to win as an organization to create this type of fan base. But I mean, this is a top tier baseball fan base in the country. And, they support this team, and my guess is next year you're going to see close to 82 sellouts once again, right? I mean, season tickets are at an all-time high. No one's going anywhere as far as the fans go, right? And look, it's just a bummer because this fan base has gone through a lot, and the diehards, they've gone through a lot. It's just the same shit every year. And when they make the postseason, it's like, what's bad's going to happen? What's bad going to happen now?
I will say this, so we can move on. San Diego is a truly unique city in terms, like, me and Jim have proven this point over the last 6 years. You can talk baseball on the radio and on YouTube all year round. That does not happen in Philadelphia. It can happen in New York with the Yankees, but it doesn't happen in Milwaukee because of the Packers. Most cities are NFL markets first and foremost, not all. But San Diego is a truly unique city, as they're only one of the big four as a baseball team. It's the only city in America where they're only one of the big four, or they only have one, and the one is a Major League Baseball team. So, you can talk it 365 days a year, and I think a lot of people enjoy that. I mean, look at the wrap-up show. Look at John and Jim. So that makes San Diego somewhat unique. I mean, post-Chargers, San Diego has become a little bit of like a unicorn in terms of the way baseball is consumed in this city year-round. Let's see, an obliterated bum. Thank you, man. Fermin was worth it, period. Yeah, I like the Fermin. I like the Fermin situation. I thought he proved his worth. I think he has value moving forward. I think he's a good player, and I hope he pays off for them moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens next year with their pitching staff, because you could have had Kolek and Bergert in there. But look, I think they wanted to get a catcher for the future, and that's Freddie Fermin. We'll see how he performs in a full season as their everyday catcher, right? But as far as this series goes, and especially today goes, like, nothing but good things to say about how Freddie Fermin showed up today, throwing out the runners that he threw out, his 2 hits, his double there. Like, I know he didn't come through in the 9th, but, like, how can I sit there and get mad at Freddie Fermin for not coming through in the 9th with 2 outs?
Can't. Can't.
right?
I mean, come on. You can't come through 75% of the time in baseball. It's hard, especially in the postseason. I mean, it's hard. Vector, thank you, dude, for the super. He says Preller possibly placed his bets on the wrong players as the core of the team. Can see talent, but unfortunately cannot predict behavior consistency. I mean, where would you bet differently? I mean, you don't bet on Tatis. I mean, I'm betting on Tatis at the time. Machado,
Well,
is that a Preller decision? Is that a Peter Seidler decision in real time?
I will say back in 2019 when they signed Manny, no team was offering Manny Machado $300 million. I think the closest was the White Sox at like maybe 230, 240.
But you remember the elation.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But where I'm going with this is you also know who was another free agent that summer, right?
Bryce Harper.
Yeah. Now, they were going after Bryce Harper as well.
Yep.
They actually had a meeting with Bryce Harper. And I think they even offered him a contract. My guess is he wasn't going to take it even if they offered more money than the Phillies, which I don't know if they did, right? But we've had that conversation before. Who would you rather have had? Would you rather have Bryce Harper? Or would you rather have Manny Machado? Now, Bryce Harper, like, to be fair, they have not won a World Series. They have not won a World Series. They have gotten a World Series through the Padres, and he's also won an MVP with the Phillies. So I'll be fair there. Not won a World Series, so I can't just sit here and be like, of course Bryce Harper. But it's interesting to think about if they truly had a shot at Bryce. But
I mean, let me put this as clear as I can. Bryce Harper is the better player than Manny Machado.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, he's got 2 MVPs. He's carried a team in the postseason. Now they didn't win the World Series. The year he left DC, they won a World Series. I'm sure that hurts. Like, his career is not perfect.
No.
And he doesn't have a title, and he could use one. Legacy defining, situation for Bryce Harper, but Bryce Harper's had a better career, regular season and postseason, than Manny Machado, and Manny Machado is a first ballot Hall of Famer probably. So is Bryce Harper. Yeah. Demon Hunter, thank you. He says it hurts more with how the Dodgers have done so far. We were both struggling, but come the postseason, we fall flat and start scoring, and they start scoring 8+ runs per game. Well, they're playing the Reds at home. I mean, if they would have lost a series to the Reds at home, they would have broken that whole thing up. Maybe not, but it's different. This goes back to our point, which is if you could have secured a home series, it could be feeling a lot differently tonight.
Yeah. And they just overpowered the Reds. I mean, it wasn't even close. It was like
crazy.
The Dodgers were just like, all right, we'll go. I mean, the Phillies-Dodgers series is going to be an incredible series, potentially. But like Reds, I mean, come on. Dodgers had the easiest draw of any team in the wild card round. Not even close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, completely agree. Reds were just happy to be there, let's be honest. Joshua appreciates you, says if only AJ uses the same effort to get a good manager like he does with the players, we'd be in a different position. I don't put it on. Again, I get the criticism of everyone. I get the criticism of Schill. We've talked about it tonight, but are they in a different spot, Jim, if tonight was managed by Bob Melvin?
Hey, I mean, Bob Melvin took a team to the NLCS. Mike Schill hasn't with the Padres.
But again, did today boil down to that?
No. But what we've talked about is like the culture and the approach that Schilt has formed with this team is the problem. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't today. Like today, it's hard for me to be like, Schilt's the reason why they lost this game today. But, like bunting in the 4th inning on Tuesday, I put a lot of that on Schilt because that's the mindset that he has created with this team. And the lack of accountability that he's shown with guys that struggle and the buddy bullshit and, never telling it like it is. Look, he's 1-5 in his career in elimination games as a manager. 1-5.
Yeah. Yep. He did manage in NLCS in St. Louis. He got swept.
It's been 2 just insanely brutal disappointments here the last 2 years with the Padres.
Yeah, that's got to count. That's got to count for something.
it kind of reminds me like a little bit of like Manny's a really good regular season player, not a good postseason player. Mike Schultz, a really good regular season manager, has not shown it in the postseason.
Completely. I think it's fair. G Rocket, appreciate the support of the channel. Guys over here, please subscribe. Year-round content for you. Please subscribe. He says, well, I can't afford to give $100 like Josh. Josh set the bar high. But let me tell you both, I was a Hog sub. Now I'm a John and Jim sub. Padres for life, #1 Padres podcast. We appreciate you saying that. We are supporters of Hog.
We are a Hog panel.
We are, we're pro Hog, and we're pro all you guys, and we're pro other channels that talk Padres. But we interact with a lot of them. We have them as guests. The more the merrier, and we're glad that you're all with us throughout the course of the year. So thank you for saying that, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. JP Jazzman, thank you, dude. He says, really thought the trade deadline acquisitions would get them over the hump. You always got to be careful with the deadline wins and the offseason wins, because they're not wins. They're paper wins, and they have value, but they're not on. We get so wrapped up in it, right, Jim? We go to winter meetings, you hear about Xander, the Bogarts. I mean, you get so wrapped up in it, and then you realize that it takes place on a field, not on a piece of paper. So we were excited, but we knew that this was always still a possibility too.
Like, look at the Brewers offseason last year.
Yeah. Yep.
They lost Willie Adames. They traded away Devin Williams. I mean, good luck if you don't watch Brewers baseball. Good luck figuring out who's on their roster. I mean, we just saw him in San Diego.
Yep.
And I think the Padres would have gotten through the Brewers, to be honest with you.
I do too. I think they would have won it in 4 games. I think they would split Milwaukee and won the 2 games at home.
Yep, I do too. And it's just like you think about it, you're like, fuck. And we'll see what happens with the Cubs Brewers series.
That'll be good.
Now, I don't think the Padres could have got past the Dodgers or the Phillies.
I wouldn't have picked them too.
I wouldn't either. But it's just disappointing, man. It's disappointing. And the trade deadlines, and it's great. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I know you do too.
I love the trade deadline. I love
the trade deadline with Preller. I love the offseason with Preller. He makes this job so much more exciting. But you're right. Yeah. I mean,
who's getting fucking posted from Korea?
Maybe that's who he's on the phone with. Right.
I mean, seriously, who's getting freaking posted from Japan? Like, give me
there's a slugger, right?
Yeah, give me a freaking name.
I'm serious. I think there's a slugger that's like on the posting radar of like, this is the next big thing out of.
Well, guess who's going to come up? Guess who's going to come up as the second place in that sweepstakes?
San Diego. Yeah.
David, thank you. He says, get rid of Machado. He put a curse on your team. He has a negative aura. You deserve better. I would assume you got a lot of Dodger fans that despise Manny Machado. I think you got some Padres fans that aren't exactly enamored with Manny Machado. I think you take the bad with the good.
Isn't that crazy though?
He's gotten you to 4 postseasons. What's that?
Isn't that crazy how, like, one of the biggest reasons why the Dodger fans hate and despise Manny Machado? Like, I know he's not on their team anymore. I know he signed with the Padres, a division rival. But like, even if I feel like he signed with the White Sox, anytime you'd mention Manny Machado's name to a Dodger fan, they're like, oh, fuck that guy. Like, why is that? Oh, because, he didn't come up in the postseason with the Dodgers, right?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't what they expected, right? In the half season.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And again, it's like,
the postseason, Manny Machado, where is it? The Dodgers. What did he do with the Dodgers, by the way, in the postseason?
I thought he did nothing. Or maybe he did nothing in the World Series.
He hit 227 with the Dodgers in the postseason in 2018. 672 OPS, 3 homers, 12 RBIs in 16 games played.
But do you have World Series numbers though?
I don't. Oh wait, I do. Hold. No, here we go. 2018. I do have in the World Series. 1, 2, 3, 4. He went 4, 8, 12, 15. He went 4 for 23
So he was awful.
with 3 RBIs.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's it.
So he hit
4,
160.
Yeah.
Not good enough. MLB The Show here. Thank you, dude. He says 3 things. For me, AJ should stay because he has put a playoff team in the last 5 years, but the team always fails him. Happened with King, just 1 inning. Or what happened with King, just 1 inning? Ramon Laureano was missed in this series. I don't have a problem with the way they use King today, do you?
Well, I mean, the way he looked, I'm like, why wasn't this guy starting?
Well, that's the bigger question. Good point. We haven't mentioned that today. Darvish over King.
And I was talking to Darren about it, and he mentioned something. I'll say it. He mentioned something that I was like, huh. He's like, maybe there's something else going on with King, though, why they didn't start and why he only threw 16 pitches.
Other thing going on, just his health or his free agency?
I don't know. I mean, Darren, it's a good point by Darren. Like, his final start of the regular season, he threw 2 2/3, and then he threw 16 pitches today only when he struck out the side. And they didn't start him in game 3. Interesting.
I mean, it looks bad with hindsight, that's for sure.
You know, like the whole point of like having King, starting on Saturday was getting him ready for the postseason. You had Darvish go 5 innings the night before. Why wouldn't you? I know you had nothing to play for, but like, why wouldn't you try to have King at least give you like 5 to lengthen them out? And you only go 2 2/3. Interesting. And then he threw 16 pitches today. That's it.
He was lined up to pitch game 2. If you go back 3 weeks, they had lined him up to pitch that Friday night. Then they just skipped over him.
They just said no.
Yeah,
it turned out to be the right decision because game 2, Cease was fantastic and they won the game.
Yeah.
But then but pitching last Saturday, only 2 2/3, by the way. I mean, he was lined up for game 3 and you chose Darvish over him.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
2 terrible pitching decisions the last 2 postseasons. Cease game 4, Darvish game 5 this year. I mean, just
cost him.
Just season-defining decisions. David, thank you. He says it has to be mental for the team. But I called this out and saw it happening. Darvish has now started 7 playoff elimination games. He's 1-0.
No shit.
I don't think the team's 1-0 though.
Well, we all know what happened with the Dodgers in the World Series.
Obviously, yeah.
Last year, no. This year, no.
Last year. Yeah, that's 3 games right there. Is the team 0-7?
He started game 5 in Philly.
I guess that's an elimination. Okay, not a decisive game, an elimination game.
0-3. The team is 0-3 in elimination games with Darvish starting. Holy shit.
That's insane.
He started every elimination game for this team the last 3 postseasons they've made. 2022, 2024, and 2025. Think about that. Team's 0-3. Now, he pitched well in 2022 and 2024.
Yep.
So I can't put like the loss on him there, right?
Put on the offense.
But it is interesting.
That's fascinating. Evan, appreciate you, man. He says, John, what do you mean you're ready for things to look different, but also want AJ to stay? Thanks for the great stuff this season, fellas. I mean, just like shake up the roster. Like this team wasn't it. I'm not saying get rid of Fernando Tatis Jr. That's not how I feel, even today in the lowest of lows with Tatis. But I'm saying I understand that, Arise isn't back. I'm fine with it. If Jake Cronenworth gets traded, I'm completely fine with it. Those are the type of things I'm talking about. I mean, you're going to have to make some decisions here, and there's going to be a lot of change. I'm not saying change the entire thing over. I'm okay with making change in an effort to put them in a better spot next year.
Yeah, I mean, Jake, I'm good with Jake getting rid of him.
I think it's kind of time.
Yeah. Arise not coming back. I mean, I like O'Hearn. I like O'Hearn as like a primary first baseman, but I mean, he's probably going to want some money. Man, he's not going anywhere. Fernando, Merrill, Bogarts. I think right now the big shakeup would be Cronenworth, right?
Cronenworth would be significant. I mean, he's still owed a good amount of money. He's been a everyday player for this team for a half decade.
Yeah.
So it'd be significant. Brunch Toast, thank you. He says, I
French
honestly
toast.
don't know. I love that. I honestly don't know much about stats. I see many people saying batting average isn't that important. Is Arise the definition of why that's true? Is he worth bringing back or no? Yeah, the thing is, he hits for average, but he doesn't reach base a lot. He doesn't walk, and he doesn't hit for any power.
Yeah.
So, like, that one tool isn't enough to carry the day, so to speak. And when he doesn't hit 320 and he hits 280, even the one tool is lacking. So, no, he's not worth bringing back. And I'd be very surprised if he was back.
He's only valuable if he hits 320.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. But it's a fair question because you look at it like, oh, the guy hits 290. Like, he's really good. Nah, it's deceptive. G-Rock in 80 says, starting pitching bullpen, very good. Offense never showed up. Need real power bat.
I'm surprised you actually read that. That's impressive.
I know how that worked. I have no idea how I read that.
How did you read that?
No clue. Because you could read that as
by a vowel, G-Rockin'. Like, man, what are we doing?
Are there any vowels there?
I don't think so. There's a couple. But get some more, man. Damn.
Dude, you bought the super. You can use as many characters as you want.
Right.
That is hilarious. Need power bat? They got $1 billion in this lineup.
They have their power bats.
They just don't hit for power.
Exactly. Like, the team dynamic looks so much different if Tatis hitting 40 bombs rather than 23 bombs or 24 bombs, whatever he hit this year.
He hit 25 somehow.
25. I think he had 25. Yeah. Like that is a big difference. Big difference. You signed Tatis to hit 40 bombs every year for you or close to it. He's not even close to that. Manny Machado, he'll get close to 30 every year. You know, Xander, you were hoping that you could get 20. You're not getting 15. Merrill, I think he can give you consistently 20 bombs, 20 plus bombs. If he was healthy this year, he would have hit in the 20s. I mean, he finished the year strong. I mean, so.
By the way, wanting to trade Jake Cronenworth and being like, but AJ Preller signed him. That's okay. He signed him. It's a fair deal. He's gotten what he should have out of him. If you can get a return for him, there are times you would take that return for the player. It's not like oh my gosh, what an indictment on AJ Preller. He signed the Jake Cronenworth deal. Now he's got to go. Like, that's not the reason why he's going to go, because of the Jake Cronenworth deal. Give me a break. David, thank you. He says Manny Machado in October is like a solar eclipse, hyped up, rare, and when it finally shows up, it leaves everyone in the dark. Look at that. Got jokesters tonight.
Good job, David.
I love that. I love that. I think
it's a solar eclipse.
You got to wear like glasses, I think, to look at a solar eclipse. Right? Because you can hurt your eyes.
Oh, yeah, because like the moon goes in front of the sun.
Yeah, the whole thing's weird. I remember doing it in like elementary school. And I'm like, what are we doing? Can I go inside? Can I go watch like Sports Center? Jeff, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, man. JD's third. Thank you for your longtime support of the channel. He says, if we are honest, we knew the offense sucked most of the season. King and you rehab was botched. They're not 100% yet. Most disappointing, Miller time not in the playoffs anymore. Baseball needs him. I mean, he was freaking a story yesterday, wasn't he? That was a big story. Throwing 104.5 like that.
Didn't even use him today. Which, look,
probably better.
I mean, yeah, going forward, if they were to advance, I was going to be really worried about like Adrian Morejon.
Definitely.
like Adrian Morejon, hats off to him. I mean, fucking just an amazing season, amazing postseason series. Incredible from Adrian Morejon. But I was worried if they advanced, like, for the future of this guy's career, because they used him 3 straight days in a row this series and like a week and a half ago.
And they would have turned to him in game 1, 2, and 3 because it was off day game 1, off day game 2, off day game 3.
It just shows how the Jason Adam injury just affected everything with that bullpen.
Did impact them a lot. I agree. It did impact them a lot. Jeff, appreciate you, man. This is such a good point. You might have mentioned this earlier, but he says my main memory will be Merrill bunting. I mean, think about that even more now, considering what Merrill did like in a game like today. Small ball is not going to win. It's not 1987. Home runs win. Be aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. Be aggressive. I mean, how many times did we hear from this team and these players about like just go out there, just hit fucking home? Like they were saying what they needed to do, but for whatever reason, when you get into games, it's like they reverted completely back to Schilt small ball. Like the minds, the culture of the team this year was created to be small ball. That's not good.
Yeah, I mean, us saying bunt Diego and sack Diego all second out, like that's gotta stop. Like, you can't go from slam Diego to sack Diego. That's a bad look.
Right.
We're going to get back to this conversation in a moment. Do want to remind you about our friends over at SeatGeek. They've got a terrific offer going on for you right now. Just use our promo code PADSWRAP. That's PADSWRAP. You're going to get $20 off your first order of $50 or more with our promo code. Just click that link in the description down below. You heard me right there. $20 off your first purchase with promo code PADSWRAP. Click the link in the description, download the app, have the code automatically added to your account. You can use it later. And of course, you can take advantage of whatever event. It's not going to be baseball until 2026, but it could be the Breeders' Cup or preseason basketball in San Diego or Aztec football or basketball and so on and so forth, concerts, events, or sporting events anywhere in the country. So click that link in the description down below. Take advantage of the promo code PADSWRAP with our friends at SeatGeek.
Yeah, if you want to go to WWE or any sporting event, STFC, right? San Diego State, right? Go to SeatGeek, use our promo code PODSWRAP for $20 off your first order of $50 or more.
All right, let's get back to the super chats, guys. We appreciate you hanging out. I mean, we're probably going to be here as long as the game was. We have been here for the last couple of hours. Let's get back to
nothing says how much we're gonna do 6 hours today. 6 hours.
We've done 6 hours today. I go back to last year. I think when they lost in that 5th game to the Dodgers, I was in Wyoming for a football game. I think our wrap-up show was longer than that game 5.
Yeah, we did like a 2.5 hour show.
And the game was like 2:10 or something. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was a quick game.
Scott, appreciate you, man. Thank you. He says Padres scored 5 runs. Cubs scored 6 in the series. Insane.
Crazy.
Insane, but that's playoff baseball.
It goes back to what we said going into the series. Like, these two teams are pretty evenly matched.
Proved it.
And it was a toss-up in Chicago, but at home it would have been Padres, and it would have been Padres moving on.
Came down to the final plate appearance. Go-ahead run was at the plate. Tying run was at second. And for me, flat out.
It's just as close as you get.
Close as it gets. Par Threes Club, thank you, man. He says, thank you, boys, for the amazing wrap-up shows this year. Loyal supporter. Thank you, Par Threes Club. We appreciate you, man. He says, we had many times to take the lead, but what can you do? Go Padres. I mean, that's true. What can you do? Hope springs eternal, right? I mean, they'll be back. They always will be.
It's always next year.
It's always next year, sadly. Yeah, we're saying that a lot, unfortunately, in San Diego. Thank you, though, Par Threes Club. Vin, thank you. He says, how can top 3 not even get one hit when Bogey Fermin can? Chicago game plan? I get not all 9 will be on at the same time. John, I'm at least excited for Aztec hoops. Yeah, I think you should be. I am too. I think a lot of people are, but the baseball doesn't work like that. Fermin could have 4 hits on a night where Machado has 0. That's the sport.
Yeah. It is. And tonight, Freddie Fermin had a double and a single, and he's really good. Yeah, the top 3 of the lineup. No surprise. Game 2, they were great.
Mm-hmm.
Machado with 2-run homer. Arise multiple hits. Toddy had a good game. Games 1 and 2, over. They lost.
Yeah, the top 3 in the 2 losses were combined 0 for 22. Vector 53, thank you. He says, want to thank you too for your hard work as always. Appreciate you, man.
Vector. Appreciate it, man.
Loyal viewer. Appreciate you saying that. Par Threes Club says, who are we rooting for? Mariners for their first? I don't like rooting for someone else to get their first before San Diego.
My house is now a Phillies household, by the way. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, you got Aaron. That's right.
Also, they're playing the Dodgers, so go Phillies. I think I'm trying to. So, by the way,
Brewers have never won one.
but real quick, Yankees beating the Red Sox tonight. Someone was going to do it, and it happened this year. Yankees lose game 1, they win the series. So now, in the wild card era of this new format since 2022, teams that win the first game are now 15-1.
And road teams that lose game 1 have never won a series.
Never.
In this format.
0-16. Or I don't know.
Well, depending on road teams that lose game 1. But they've never won. Yeah. Let's see. The BG Hero. Appreciate you, man. He says Miller 26, closer or Crochet Skeens quality starter. That's interesting. Thanks for the great show. Looking forward to next season with you guys. Appreciate you saying it. Like, would you turn Miller into a starter and would you end up with Paul Skeens? I don't think it's as simple as that. It'll be interesting to see if they're tempted to use him in a different capacity. I would say maybe don't tempt fate. The guy was brilliant, but they might be compelled based on, I don't know, payroll, dollars, trade to try to stretch him out. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say no on that one. And I think it would be not wise to do that. His best ability is what he's done this year out of the bullpen. Like, that's where he's at his best. That's where he's a weapon. Is he going to be that way as a starter? No. I want to have Mason Miller as my closer. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with that, truthfully.
I think he's more valuable as a closer than a starter, is what I'm trying to say.
I just think it's a risk to try to make him a starter. What if something happens? Like,
exactly.
That's a high workload. The workload is so different as a starter than it is as a reliever. HBBV, thank you, man. He says Manny got mad at a reporter for asking his thoughts. Yeah,
I went back and I listened to it. I'm with Manny. I mean, what are you going to say when someone asks you how do you feel? Like, of course you feel like shit,
Right?
Like how would you describe the season, Manny? Well, we lost, bro. Like, I'm pissed. I get it. I can't get.
He's like, ask a better question.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get it. In those moments, you are going to inevitably get from the reporter, like, how would you describe the season, Manny?
That's how it works.
We didn't win. Like, this sucks. Like,
great year.
Great year. Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. I went over today. It's all good.
Par Threes Club, thank you, man. He says, guess I'll ask Manny if he wants to golf Torrey. Well, he'll have some time. You might see him at Snapdragon watching SDFC in the postseason. Do have that.
Happy about that.
Yeah, we do have that coming up. Thank you, Par Threes Club. Joshua, appreciate you, man. He says we need teacher man hitting as hitting coach LMAO.
I'm unfamiliar with teacher man.
I'm unfamiliar, man. I'm unfamiliar with everything, though.
Right.
Okay, let's talk about this for a minute, Jim. Rocket Skates, did you all see the video of Iglesias yelling at the umps? I mean, Iglesias.
And Bogarts.
Yeah, but I missed the Bogarts portion. What happened with Bogarts? Was Bogarts yelling initially, or did the umpire talk to Bogarts?
Pull up the video.
No, I watched the video like 10 times. I couldn't figure it out.
Well, if you pull it up, I was going to show you. We're not going to get copyrighted. It's fine.
I don't even want to do that, but I will. Where is it?
Just go to my Twitter. I retweeted it. I think, yeah.
Did I retweet it?
I don't know.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, Iglesias started it. Xander jumped in and went ape shit. Schiltz trying to hold Iglesias back, and yeah.
Hold on. I'll make it larger.
Iglesias there. Schiltz holding them back. Xander's just fucking losing it. Okay, so here's Bryce Johnson walks in. Iglesias walks up. Schilt grabs him. Xander gets in his face. Fuck you. No, fuck you. Fuck you. You're a piece of shit. You suck. Fuck off. And
I need the John Boy. I need the 17-second John Boy.
I just gave it to you.
I know, it's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I just gave it to you. Yeah. Also, by the way, can we get some better audio on that? Like, I need to hear. Like, come on, have a better phone, dude.
Yeah, that audio was terrible. Was it a flip phone? You know why they freaked out like that?
Why?
In addition to losing them, I think Rayburn was like, "That's a strike, dude."
Really?
Yeah, I think he doubled down. Yeah, and that's why they reacted like that, because they pounced.
You don't think that that makes sense? I get it.
I'm telling you, he's like, "That's a strike." I think he doubled down. Ponsic, thank you. He says they're shedding $60 million in payroll, but need to pay $20 million more to current guys, mainly Pivetta, Machado. No, Pivetta's. Oh, you're saying it's salary, but the
nice traps, by the way, bro. Traps on point.
Yoked, dude. You're freaking yoked.
Yeah.
Maybe you should play for this team.
I should play linebacker for like the Rams.
Aztecs. Yeah,
that too.
Maybe not the Aztecs because the defense has been legit. But he says Pivetta, Machado. So $40 million shed, and if you retires, it's another $16 million.
Okay. Yeah, and that makes sense. Yeah, because Pivetta's deal is going to go to 22, right?
From one.
Does Tatis' contract go up? Because eventually it's going to get to 30.
Yeah.
Manny's 35 eventually. Yeah, you kind of almost like are like, hey, we love you, but you gotta call it quits here, buddy. Like,
oh, he's got to go.
His arm was cooked.
He's got to go.
Cooked, dude. His arm is cooked. It's over. Love you. Sorry, it's done.
But again, even shedding that much payroll, I mean, you'll have a little bit of flexibility would be my guess. And by the way, it was probably something like this, like Ray said, too close to take, bud.
Oh, fuck, dude. Could you imagine?
Okay.
Yeah, I get it. I would lose my shit too.
Yeah,
even if he didn't say anything, I'd lose my shit. But like,
too close for them to go like that is because something was said.
Well, Iglesias, I feel like Iglesias may have started it because it looked like Bogey was on the top step, and Iglesias, you see him, he walks over there.
Oh yeah,
and he's just like, "Fuck you." And then you're right. Maybe the ump did say something, and that's when Bogey jumped in. Is like, "Fuck, what'd you say? Go fuck yourself."
That was such a John Boy. The what'd you say?
Yeah, what did you say? Huh? What did he? Oh, no. Here comes Xander. No, fuck off. No, fuck you. Eat shit. Too close to take, bud. You fucking serious?
Are you serious right now?
Are you serious right now? Schilt's just in the corner, just trying to holding off Iglesias from fighting. Ump's like, what's happening? Bryce Johnson's like, huh?
We should do Padres breakdowns, man, on this channel.
No, I don't want to do that. It's a lot of work.
No. Callan, dude, appreciate you, dude. He says, if they do let Victor Rodriguez go, who would be the best fit? Steve Finley and Mark Loretta would be my first two calls. Love you, fellas. See you at the Sports Arena. Appreciate you, man. I have no idea. I mean, I'd call freaking Babe Ruth. I'm sorry. So someone can hit the ball to the yard.
Can we get the corpse of Babe Ruth to be our new hitting coach?
Get hologram Babe.
I have no clue, Callan. I have no idea.
Honestly, I don't even think it matters that much. I hate to say that, but
this team cycles through hitting coaches every single year, every other year. It's just, I don't know.
I was about to make a joke, but I'm not going to.
Good.
Crescendo it's getting it's the loopy hour. Is next season the end of the leash? Gotta see something? The end of the leash might be right now.
Right. You might be at the end of the line here, guys.
I mean, the leash might be done. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. This might have been it. Last ride.
But then again, who's Preller talking to? Mom?
Well, there was a report that like Ethan Salas had to be taken out of Arizona Fall League.
When it rains, it pours.
Right.
Sean appreciates you. He says Manny needs to put in scheduled off days throughout the season. His postseason performances because he spent at the end of the year. 100% agree that he needs tons of. I mean, he needs 10 scheduled off days next year.
10.
What do you think?
I'm thinking more, dude. Like I'm thinking like, hey, like max, you're playing max 140 games.
Play 159 this year. You're gonna drop it from 159 to 140.
Yeah, 100%.
He's not allowing that. He'll ask for a trade. That's a good way to get rid of him.
Well, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But if anything, then fine. 100. You're right. 100. Fine. 145.
150.
But you 145. But you're DHing for 30 games.
How many games did he DH this year? I don't even need to look it up. But there was a stretch. Then he was playing third all the time.
He DH'd a lot last year to start the season because of his elbow.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, buddy, you're DH 35 times next year.
He's turned into like his fieldings, whatever. Pharaoh, thank you. Pharaoh says, I know you isn't getting any younger. Do you guys feel this year is the start of his decline? I think it's the start of his retirement.
I think he's done. I think he's cooked. Like he's done, bro.
Dude, if he's got
already happened.
If he's got a bounce back year next year, it's playing like 2K on like the PlayStation. By the way, you guys crushed it again this year. Keep rolling. We appreciate you. That's very kind of you. I think he's done. I mean, unless we're missing something, I think he's done.
Yeah, you go back and listen to Mike Schilt postgame talking about you, Darvish. Read between the lines because that's what you got to do. There was something really wrong with you, Darvish, this year, and that arm.
It's like Humpty Dumpty. Like you're gonna have to put him back together.
He literally changed his arm slot just so his arm didn't blow out. And to his credit, he went out there and he gave this team needed innings and he had some good performances, but overall just it wasn't good for you, Darvish. And the second that his first rehab assignment turned into another month off, that was like a giant red flag for me that his arm is done. And it's no surprise. I mean, this guy's been in the big leagues forever. He's pitched forever.
Dude,
I mean, Japan and here, it's like
for forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, look at his career innings, guys, between Nippon baseball and Major League Baseball. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah.
It's 40.
If you said you had to bet on one thing to happen this offseason that it would affect next year, so I would bet you Darvish retires.
My guess is he retires and they put him in the organization.
Right. Exactly.
That's my guess. JD's third thank you says winner of Phillies Dodgers series is the World Series champion. I by the way, I tend to agree with that.
I do too.
Like our NLDS last year, Dodgers Yankees again is MLB wet dream. Yuck. I don't know if I need that again in my life, and I know I don't need that again in my life.
I don't need that again in my life. I do not need Dodgers Yankees. But I would definitely take a Mariners Phillies.
Give me Mariners Brewers.
Fuck. Give me Mariners Phillies.
Would you call that a Vetter Cup? Since it doesn't involve the Cubs.
Oh, dude, Cubs, Mariners, the true Vetter. The winners of the Vetter Cup take on the Cubs in Eddie Vedder. Holy shit. Vetter Cup on the line.
That'd be incredible. Par Threes Club, thank you. He says, do we get Joe back next year? Yeah, I think from day one. It's got plenty of time off Tommy John at that point. You're 18 months removed. I think Joe is, you're counting on Joe Musgrove next year.
Yeah, he's a big part of your team next year. Your top two in your rotation next year are Pivetta and Musgrove.
right now. Like
Yeah.
this, your rotation as of right now. I'm not putting you Darvish in it. I just can't.
No.
Pivetta, Musgrove, Vasquez, JP Sears,
And like Matt Waldron until they sign someone.
Yeah, I have no idea who else.
Yep. Where you are production is very kind,
dude.
man. Thank you. Appreciate you. Seriously. Appreciate you. He says the stress, anxiety, and frustration of being a Padre fan. This is on the team as a whole. Us fans deserve better than this. This organization has to get their act together and build a slug power team that can score runs. This is depressing. It is depressing, man. I was driving home today, Jim, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I've spent my whole career in baseball or working around baseball. The end of a season is a very abrupt point. It's like you have two lives. You have baseball season, even if you're a fan, and then you have the off season. And the pace is different. Everything about your life is different. I was thinking about the beautiful night, the sun setting. I'm just like, man, it's just so abrupt.
Yeah, nothing prepares you for the end of especially a baseball season, because it's the longest season imaginable, and it can end like that, which is exactly what happened here. And you can't prepare for it. It just happened. It just ends so abruptly. And then the off season, and especially if you don't make a deep run, if you make a deep run in the postseason, the off season can feel a little shorter for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But like when it ends at it's October 2nd.
Yep.
And now we have all of October, all of November, all of December, all of January and February and March before the season starts again.
It's a little bit like losing in the first four in Dayton. Like you're just dipping your toe in.
Right.
It's not even like, what I mean?
First round.
Like,
losing in the first round.
Yeah, it's abrupt. You just want a little more. JD's third thank you says, if Manny isn't careful with these reporters, they will keep him out of the Hall of Fame. Other players were asked about the loss and they were respectful. He's got an interesting relationship with reporters. That's fair, but he won't be kept out of the Hall of Fame. And Manny's can get his numbers, dude. Manny, I'm not concerned about Manny getting his numbers. Manny's numbers are going to be there. I'm more concerned about the Padres winning with Manny Machado than Manny compiling, because Manny's going to compile. He's going to hit his 490 home runs and 3,000 hits. I'm sorry. It seems inevitable.
Yeah, Manny can be a dick to reporters all the time, but his numbers, they add up, and he's never been a part of any scandals or suspension, for PEDs. So he'll get in.
Yeah, he's going to get in. Adam says, how long is Machado under contract for? What is
Forever.
it? 9 more years? 2033?
Time, dude. It's a long time.
Too long.
It's forever.
Way too long. Way too long.
Forever. Jones is going to be like in college.
I'm going to be like dead.
Yeah, I'll say that.
JD's third says they hate him for his Johnny Hustle comment, Jim.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah,
fair.
Makes
Thank
sense.
you, man. Behind the bar says, what do we think about
Season ended 5 hours ago, dude. What's your guys' thoughts on Jonathan Peralta or Peralta?
Peralta.
Sorry, Jonathan Peralta. Thank you for the super, appreciate it, but it's just funny.
We'll do the whole offseason. We'll need to do this seriously, Jim. Like we'll take a breath, because we've done wrap-up shows every day for our lives. We'll take a breath.
We'll
come up for air, and we will do the full off-season, whatever preview edition.
Yeah, the next time we talk on the wrap-up show, what Preller speaks?
Yeah, well, that's probably not that far away, right?
So next week, but I mean, like,
yes, yeah,
next week.
And next week we'll have a primer. We'll close the book on the year and look to the off season,
and then we're gonna get a break.
Yeah, there'll be a break. Unless the Padres make moves like get rid of AJ.
Unless they get rid of AJ, or unless they fire Mike Schultz, or whatever.
Every time, that's why you subscribe to the channel. Every time there's news, we'll be here for you. Every single time. Rocket Skates, thank you. Says Pete Alonso pickup, first baseman in power.
You got $300 million.
That's where the money comes. I mean, that's the problem. I mean, I think they're going to spend some money, but not that kind of money.
No. Pete Alonso. No.
The Slick Rick says, I'm over these high-paid players. Choke.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, I'd still rather have the higher payroll team. I mean, I like the Padres like this as opposed to the Padres like the little engine that could.
Yeah, you want these players because it gets the team to these situations.
Yeah.
Right. And the thought process is, eventually, if you keep getting these situations, one time you're going to come through. Now it's easier said than done, but you got to give yourself as many opportunities as possible to try to win a World Series, and that's what this core group is doing. Is they're giving this team and organization and fans is a bunch of opportunities. They just so far haven't capitalized on it, and that's the thing about sports is like you just don't know if they're like if they're going to get back, or like how they're going to look. Right? That's tough.
At some point, we're going to work out of, we're going to get outside of Manny's true prime, and I fear that's coming real quick. He'll be 34 next year.
Right.
JD's third thank you says, we can't leave season end. Let's do an all-nighter. No. I would do that if they won the World Series, and unfortunately, I'm not doing that.
Only thing that I would do is, if they won the World Series or
I would do that.
Got to the World Series, you're getting it close to an all-nighter.
If they won the World Series, that's for another day because they just lost today. Daniel says Adrian Morejon deserves so much credit for how dominant his season and postseason were. Guy's awesome. Guy's great. I mean, we spent so much time on Mason Miller that Morejon's in the shadow of that. Morejon's awesome. Amazing year. One of the best years in the history of the Padres for a reliever.
Yeah, if you're giving relievers of the year awards out here, like Adrian Morejon has got to be considered for reliever of the year. Like I'm serious. He's a phenomenal all-star, 13 wins. It's hard to get 13 wins as a reliever. More importantly, he was just dominant, and his postseason was incredible. His 3 games here in Chicago, amazing.
Agreed. JD's third thanks. He says one word to sum up the season: RISP. Yeah, just take out the S.
R.I.P. Yeah.
The Slick Rick, thank you. He says this year doesn't feel like last year for me. Yeah, in terms of, I wonder what he's mean. I just think the teams didn't feel the same to me. The disappointment is there.
Yeah, disappointment in how the season ended feels eerily similar to last year.
Kind of similar. I mean, that was against the Dodgers, but this feels bad to me.
It does. It feels bad because
it was there for the taking.
It feels like we saw it from a mile away, but we didn't want to believe it.
True, but it was like it just felt like it was there. Like you're playing a very average playoff team in the Cubs. You're not playing an elite team. You're playing an average playoff team.
But it also felt, like I said, they were not a good road team. 1-9 against postseason teams in the regular season.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Their offense, they couldn't hit home runs. Runners in scoring position was a problem. The Stars, they didn't have great seasons. Like all of that came to a head in this series. And is it surprising that what they did in the regular season, they did in the postseason as well? Not really.
Agreed. Good question from JD Gaucho. Is Don Orsillo calling Dodgers Phillies on CBS? That is a.
Is he? Or is it?
No, it's probably your boy Joe Davis.
No. Joe Davis calls on Fox.
Good point.
Is
it a Brewers guy? Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Brian Anderson or
could be Brian Anderson.
I think it might be Brian Anderson.
Yeah. So does that mean is there another series on TBS that Don could be calling? Cubs Brewers?
Maybe, probably.
Yeah. Maybe. I enjoy his national broadcast. I think he's very good.
It's very good.
The two-step, thank you for the generous super. He says, feel for Preller. Pushing all in every year just to be let down by the Stars. Appreciate how far Pods have come, but can't help but be disappointed with one NLCS game win to show. Thanks for posting all season, guys. Go Aztecs. We're kind of like, man, we'll post, man.
Post.
We might not get the end result like Machado, but we will freaking post. And I appreciate you saying that. Appreciate you saying that.
Appreciate it. Thanks, two-step. Yeah, one NLCS win in 15 years. Or no, not 15 years. Sorry.
11.
11 years. One NLCS win by Sleepy Bob's team.
We were at the win game 2, day game, Blake Snow.
There was
They fell behind.
like some chick showed me her tits. I was like, what the fuck?
Really?
Yeah, some chick was on some dude's shoulders and she's just flashing the crowd.
That's the takeaway. That's the moment of Preller's tenure.
Yeah.
There it was. Jen appreciates you. She says, thank you for the shows and at times helping us cope. Good night. Yeah, people should get right. I didn't expect the wrap-up show to go to midnight Pacific, 3
I'm
3 a.m.
tired, bro.
Eastern.
I'm tired.
Dude, it's
tomorrow
like,
we have a show, so like we got 4 more hours tomorrow, dude.
I'm calling a fucking Aztecs game tomorrow night.
Oh shit, that's right. We actually don't have 4 more hours tomorrow. We have like 3, but still.
Oh,
dude, drink some tea, bro.
Work doesn't stop, guys.
Drink some tea.
Look at this. I got freaking stats.
Oh, nice.
Everywhere. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to, hold on. We are going to remind you to play Underdog Fantasy. The best and easiest place to play fantasy sports is with our friends over at Underdog. They've got 3 great promotions going on for you right now. Get $50 in bonus funds if you play $5. Get a 50% deposit match up to $1,000 and get a free gimme pick. Free gimme pick is like higher or lower than a half rushing yard for Saquon Barkley or higher or lower than a half total plate appearance for Bryce Harper. They'll just give you the play. You pair it with another winner. You could win up to 5,000 times your money in a single night. Just use our promo code by clicking the link in the description down below. The promo code is PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP. Take advantage of those offers. Play at Underdog, the best and easiest place to play fantasy sports. Take advantage of all 3 of those offers right now by using our promo code PADSWRAP.
Yeah, there's a QR code right over here. Scan it, take it to the App Store, download Underdog Fantasy, use our promo code, start playing today.
Want to put a bow on the your final thoughts on the 2025 regular season and the final, or regular and postseason, and the final wrap-up show of the season as we head into the offseason?
Yeah, I think this year was, I'm going to use the word that Mike Shillett used. It was a grindy year. I think getting 90 wins is impressive, but I also, as many games as we watched this year, didn't feel like it was that great of a season, because of how they looked for most of it, albeit 2 stretches. I didn't think there were any really big standout performances from anybody offensively. This year, I think that when you look at the team this season, it was a very frustrating watch. It was a very frustrating watch. And in the end, all of their issues and problems that they had in the regular season translated and carried over to the postseason. And it was their downfall. And for the position that they were in come postseason time, they have nobody to blame but themselves. None. I thought the fans were phenomenal this year. Just absolutely amazing. All of you out there are incredible for watching us every single night. We thank you. Can't thank you enough because of the community that we've built. I mean, we're the biggest Padres community in town. And yeah, it's just, once again, the most disappointing finish to a season you could imagine.
I agree with you. I think my takeaway, as I kind of think about it in full circle, is that AJ Preller was right. You can't have weak links. And they did. And they had too many at the end of the year. It felt for a moment in August they'd addressed them and they popped up. They had way too many weak links. And that is not the way to win. Whether it was trying to hide a rotation that was ineffective or hide an offense that was ineffective, you had a bullpen, but you had weak links. And the injuries were part of that. But the weak links, at the end of the day, you cannot hide. You cannot run away from it in the postseason. It just takes too much. It takes too much. And what happened here today was probably inevitable at some point. This team was not winning a World Series if they won today, in all likelihood. And it's unfortunate. We wish they were playing beyond today, but they basically deserve their fate, in my opinion. They did not play well enough in a game of this magnitude to deserve to win, in my opinion. And that's on them. And that's how a long offseason begins. Unfortunately, do want to thank JD's third, who says, peace be upon you all. Stay in peace, not in pieces. Thank you. And Daniel, who says, appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thanks for all of your hard work. We appreciate you guys. So listen, please support this channel and please support our day job as well, which is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. But because we just, we can't do it without you guys. So subscribe to this channel and support John and Jim and consume our content, and we will be there for you all off season long and into, of course, 2026. It is a crazy. The year is over, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. These things go wild. It's just so crazy.
I'm such in like I'm like autopilot. Like it's just like wrap up show. Like you're just an autopilot, and now it's just like, I mean, it's gonna be nice to like, it's gonna be nice to have nights to for my wife now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're just like, wait, you're done? We're done?
Crazy. Appreciate you all. Please subscribe to this channel. Please smash the like button for us. Please follow us on X. Thank you, Ballpark Pretzel. Bring the mustard in 2026. Thanks, guys. Thank you, man. Thank you for the supers. Thank you for the super thanks. If you happen to be here on replay, if you've been watching for 2.5 hours, we appreciate you. And thank you for the super thanks. Thank you to those that are members. Support our partners, Mark Nimitz and Lucky Box and Hamul and SeatGeek and Underdog. Support John and Jim. And we appreciate you supporting our work. There is always next year, and that is true for the Padres. In 2026, Padres, just a heartbreaking loss. In Chicago, they lose the series 2-1. They lose today 3-1. They leave the tying run in scoring position in the 9th inning. We will catch up with you tomorrow at 2 p.m. on San Diego Sports 760 and the iHeartRadio app, and John and Jim on YouTube. We will be with you tomorrow at 2 for 3.5 hours before Aztecs pregame coverage. At 5:30, Kevin Acee will be on the show as well tomorrow. So be joining us tomorrow at 2 p.m. for much more as we begin the autopsy on the 2025 season. And for Sleepy Jim, I'm Sleepy John. This has been the wrap-up show. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Be well. Be safe. And go easy on yourself.